Whew. What's happening, man? What it do? How's everybody? Oh, salute to Helena J. Yeah, man, we're gonna have to do a Rumble only show soon, man. I'm gonna try to get to one this week, man. Rumble only, man. I got so many videos, man. Woo! You glad it's taking a lot of L's out here in these streets, man. God, dog. You glad it's taking some serious streets, man. I'm talking about some like it's getting bad, man. It's time to step in, man. Somebody got to step in and do something about this, man. Y'all taking some serious L's out here in these streets, man. And I'm not a fan of it, man. It's bullying, man. At this time, man. At this point, at this point, it's bullying. Holy shit! Shout out to my man John Gill, man. John Gill. Shout out to my man John Gill, my Philadelphia um correspondent on the ground, man. Shout out to John Gill, man. There's a lot going on, man. Yeah, dog. Woo. Let's get that Rumble stream soon. Yeah, man. Woo. God, there's a lot going on, man. There's a lot of ugly stuff going on, man. It's a lot ugly stuff going on out here in these streets. With you gliders, man, taking L's, man. Yikes. Salute to Terry Caldwell, man. TC, man. For the Cash App, man. Salute to you, man. He said black Americans disgust me with the blatant the oh man. Salute to all you guys, man. Uh huh? Uh he said keep doing the work that the FBA's refused to touch. Yeah. Salute to your FBAs, man. I ain't mad at your FBAs, man. Y'all do what y'all do, man. Being the FBA, man. They do what y'all do, man. Get your FBA on everybody. Everybody get your roll on. Said Renter Center is renting out Jordans in Missouri. Send that to me, man. Put that in the back chat, man. Or email that to me, man. I don't believe that, man. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I've imagined faces of many lovers to hide the pain of having no one in my life. I'm tired of being an undercover. Imagine faces of many lovers. Hide the pain of having no one in my life. And I'm tired of being an undercover. Time to suffocate my feelings tonight. The stars are high, the stars are bright. What's better than to be in flight? I relax my mind and be at ease. And let this journey set me free. Set me free. Spread my wings. Fly away to a place that I long for. And my heart will be the airway searching for that's evermore. Often wonder how I manage, always searching but not finding a true heart. Too hard. Sky is calm, the stars are bright. What's better than to be in flight? I've relaxed my mind and be at ease. And let this journey set me free. Set me free. Spread my wings. Whoa, fly away to a land that my heart. The pathway searching for forevermore. Y'all know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about that troop, man. I don't know nothing about troop. Spread my wings, whoa, whoa, fly away, hey, hey, searching for, and my heart will be the pathway. Y'all know nothing about that. Y'all know nothing about that good old troop. Mayo Monkey, man. What's up, man? Let me. Oh man, we got a lot going on, man. Whew. Woo. Let's see what's going on, man. I got a story that's gonna blow your mind, man. Whew. Shout out to John Guile, man. My man John Guile, man. You know our officer in Philly, man, Officer Fitzgerald, man, right? Christopher Fitzgerald, the officer in Philly, Temple, the Temple police officer, man. That got the Temple police officer that got killed the other day, man. Y'all remember him, right? Well, the family went to visit the spot where family went to visit the spot where it went down, man, and they had to be escorted away because of multiple gunshots. Spread my wings, oh, fly away. Hey, hey. I know they want to spread their wings, man, and fly away, man. My God, man. Searching for I often wonder how I manage. Always searching but not finding a true love. Man, whoo, man. I'm telling you, man. Family had to be escorted away because of multiple gunshots, man. Family couldn't even visit. Think about how traumatizing that is, man. They go to visit the site where their loved one was killed, and then the police like, all right, we gotta get y'all away. Gunshots going off in the back. Oh man. And they say that the president of Temple said it's safe over there, man. He said it's safe over there, man. Man, we gonna have to get back to that, man. This one we gonna have to get back to this one later on, man. Woo, man. Whew. I often wonder how I manage. Oh, let's see. Ah, man. Oh, I think this. I got a good one for you, man. We'll start with this one, man. We'll warm it up with this. Oh no, I can't show y'all this one. This one is Rumble only, man. Oops, that's Rumble only, man. Yikes. That one is Rumble only. Let me see if I got another one for you guys, man. Yikes. That one was Rumble only. All right, this'll do, man. This'll do. This'll do. This one will do, man. This one will do. This will do is a good get us started, man. Oh man. Let me tell you, man. Inclusivity, man. We bring in inclusivity, man. Inclusivity, man. That's the name of the game. Inclusivity, man. Everybody's included, man. This is the new fashion show, man. Those of you who like model fashion shows. Yeah, man. Hey, man. I'm all for inclusivity, man. I'm all for inclusivity, man. Let everybody be every equal. It's wrong, man. It's wrong that there's standards, man. Standards are evil. Standards are white supremacists, man. Standards are white, are European. Um, standards are European tropes, man. Thrust upon us, man. The white man made standards, man. Wow, man. Got the pregnant, got the pregnant chick in there, man. Man, if you had to smash one, man, who you smashing, man? If you honestly, fellas, if you got to smash one, you have to smash one. Who you smashing, man? If you got to smash one, who you smashing, man? I think I'm going with her, man. Or no, this is a weird looking chick. She look like that might be a dude, man. Oh no, man. Maybe the tiger. I don't know. Maybe the pregnant one, man. You ain't smash that pregnant one, man. I don't know, man. If you had to, man. You had to, man. Now the pickings is slim, man. Pickings are slim out here in these streets, man. Wow. Wow. Mm, mm, mm. Yikes. We'll get that off the screen, man. I often wonder how I manage. Um, man. Man, she should have known better, man. Box braids for sisters, man. Box braids is only for sisters, man. She's on suicide. An Asian teenager considered suicide after she was beaten. What is? Why is? It seems like a lot of kids nowadays, man. After they get beat up, they consider suicide is an option, man. We saw the glider girl get beat up by the sisters the other day. Um, and she committed suicide. Apparently, this girl is considering suicide because some sisters beat her up for wearing box braids, man. That's you know, I'm not trying to like be insensitive though. Somebody explain that to me. Let me drop the link, man. Somebody explain that to me, man. You get your ass kicked and then then you go kill yourself because you got your ass kicked, man. That's one thing I think you stand for. Thank you, Stan, for letting me know early, man, that ass kicking, man, is part of life, man. And ass kicking is part of life, man. You get your ass kicked, man. You gonna get your ass kicked in the stand, man. It's just some peculiar shit, man. I'm not even trying to be insensitive, man. I'm not even trying to be insensitive, man. I ain't even gonna hold you, man. I'm not trying to be insensitive. I feel bad for these kids, man. It's some new shit though. You get your ass kicked and then you go kill yourself. That's some new shit, man. I want to be I'm sensitive to this shit, man. I'm not trying to be insensitive, man. It's got to be something going on with this, some new like maybe I guess I didn't have to worry about my ass kicking getting on the internet. Millions of people seeing it all over the world. They recorded this girl. They kicked her ass and they recorded it. What's up, man?
Hey, buddy. You don't know. Probably. I never thought about the everybody in the world seeing the ass kicking part. I was thinking it was just a bunch of weak ass kids, but
Yeah, I mean, it is. It probably is, but it is a different dynamics. This generation, they got to deal with different stuff because these girls record it and then they kick your ass. They record and they maul you too. They don't. It's not like they just kick your ass. They like they take your soul and then they put it online.
they hound you every day.
Yeah,
Hey, remember that ass kicking? I got it on tape. Look.
yeah.
Now that might be tough to get over, I guess.
What's up,
I didn't
Stunner?
think about that.
Stunner, man. You raising little sun tigers, man. You don't have no daughters, right?
No,
Okay. Yeah, good, man. If you do, you have any more kids? You gonna have any more?
no, no. We're
Okay,
done.
good,
But
good, man.
but even if we did, I mean, again, we've paid. You know what I'm saying? Me and Mrs. Stunner, we have paid to make sure that our sons know how to defend themselves. We, you know what I mean? We got that handled. But if we had a daughter, we already know because Mrs. Stunner's sisters have son tiger kids too. And you see what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay.
And some of them are female, so we already see what it is.
Yeah, man. It's rough out here, man. They kick this girl because she can't wear box braids. I just
Now, here's my question though. So so some sisters can wear blonde hair, red hair, straight hair, curly hair, everything but 4C coarse hair, right?
yeah,
And they're good. You can't say nothing.
nope.
But you can't come around them with a style that they can wear, or you're gonna get beat up.
And I'm pretty sure that box braids were worn all over the planet by different groups, man. I'm sure the only people that wore braided their hair weren't some people. I'm positive of that. In ancient times, I'm positive of that.
I agree, and I believe there's evidence for that.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
just a natural
everywhere.
thing. Yeah, people would braid their hair. It's natural. It's a natural thing to do, to braid your hair. Um, yeah, man. It's just sad, man.
One of the
Tag.
most common instances would be the Greeks, ancient Greeks.
Oh, okay.
And this thing about the committing suicide, I
Yeah.
think it's just a part of. It's just another symptom of the weakening of the mental state of people in the West. We're just a mentally weak people, and our first move, especially our youth, is to not face anything, but just to end it and just be done with it.
Wow.
I think, I mean, teens are kind of vulnerable anyway, you know? So, I mean, she's not equipped to take that. By the way, this is NYC Glider, man. You were right. We're taking too many L's. I've changed my name.
Yeah, man. Please, man. You can't be a glider and a man. It's impossible in 2023, man. You guys got. You guys got.
You
You
got to
guys got.
choose.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we've been eating too much tofu, man. It's like it's
Yeah,
gotten
man.
to us. Yeah.
It's bad, man. I literally have to do a Rumble only show for all the videos I got. When y'all, it's just bad, man.
Well,
It,
you
it
know
it's
what?
it's depressing too as a
You know,
man.
You want to hear the irony of this all? Where do you think they get all the really, really straight, dark hair for the wigs?
Oh yeah, from India.
Asian women.
Yeah,
Asian
Asian
women.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shave their heads. They have temples over in India where these girls grow their hair and get it shaved, and then that's how they make those bundles out of. These women are slaves. They just sit in these temples and grow their hair all fucking their life. They're like fucking sheep and shit over there. It's
Or
fucking
some
sad.
asshole come and shave my horse's ass again.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
And
man. Hopefully
the
not.
temple sells the hair. They
Exactly.
give the hair to the temple, but the temple sells the hair.
Exactly. So
Well,
this
that's not very fair.
This is today. Woman walking down the street. Look at her situational awareness. Look at how, and there's nothing she could do. Let me, for the record, there's nothing she could have done at this time.
Nah, they got the drop. They got the drop on her.
She has no clue what's going on as of yet. And then now it's like she finally realizes, oh shit. And her pants sagging, goddamn ass crack showing.
She must have been a blonde. As soon as she sat down, her legs went up.
She looks like an older woman.
But then she gets right back up. I mean, after it's done.
She thought the falling down on the ground was going to stop them from hitting her or from attacking her.
Nah, it don't work like that, man.
Oh, shit, that just opens you up for the boot.
Yeah, it didn't say it made any sense.
By the way, man, thanks for that earlier video of Fashion Week, man. Now I know I can become a Ford model.
Yeah, man, you got what it takes, man. I mean, we all have what it takes, technically.
They did all of that just so they can virtue signal.
Yeah, it's just sad, man. This is just sad.
Spend millions of dollars just so they can pat themselves on the head.
Well, I picked the girl with the wheels because she got wheels. I could use that to go to
she was the hottest one, man.
And she got wheels. Like you could borrow that, go down to the 7-Eleven, get something, bring it back.
And she probably got good parking too.
Yeah, definitely.
With the polio Pete placard.
Yeah, man. Wow.
She can't get that neck though.
Oh Lord, jeez Christ, man!
I went for the pregnant one because that's the only one I was very sure was female.
That could be a dude with just a bad stomach condition, man.
You guys are whoa.
First of all, you showed the fashion show, sir,
right.
And you asked which one would you smash,
and then said if you had to.
Right.
Yikes, man. Wow. Let me go to Instagram, man, right quick, man. It's crazy out here, man. It's crazy out here in these streets, man. Let's see.
Yeah, it definitely to speak to Doug Chunks. It definitely.
The fact that he needs a raise.
Yo. What are you doing? You're just giving us a ticket. You literally just giving us a ticket. Why?
Because you're parked on the double yellow line. And it says don't park at any time.
We're not parked.
So if you're
We're waiting.
You're waiting.
Yes, waiting.
Okay. So are you waiting once you're parked or once you're driving? What is it?
We're waiting.
What is it?
We're waiting while we're stationary.
You can either be driving or parked. Right?
No, we're stationary. What?
England is done, by the way. This is England.
Not stationary.
Yeah.
Stationary as in parked. The car is parked in stationary mode.
Yes.
So you are parked. You've just admitted it. So
No. My foot's on the brake.
Listen, Mr. Man in the back. Look at you, giving me all the attitude. You are not in the conversation. It's me and this man.
No, but it's my car.
It doesn't matter whose car it is.
But
it's my ticket that I've given you.
Yes.
So you pay for it.
Yeah, so don't argue with me then.
Listen. Not at any time. Can you, Mr. Ricordi?
Yeah.
Zoom in. What does it say?
Monday to Friday.
X anytime.
Yeah, but we're not parked there.
X anytime. Listen.
Yeah, but like,
can't you see this sign? It said double yellow line. Can't you see this sign? Can you see the sign? Listen.
Yeah, but like, we're not on the double yellow line though. We're on the curb.
Even worse. Imagine now is a pedestrian.
I am the captain now.
Listen.
Can you be a pedestrian so I can hit you?
Oh, so now you want to assault me?
No.
Police
I'm not doing
officer!
that.
Hey! This man has just threatened me. He just said he wants to hit me with the car. Listen, my friend. I don't like to do
Look,
any.
I get you're doing your job and
listen,
that, yeah.
of
I get you're
course.
doing your job, but you're taking your job too seriously, man.
Too seriously.
You could have asked us to
waiting.
move.
If
You
I
could have asked
don't
us to
take it
move.
seriously, no one will enforce the law. I am a law enforcer.
But you could have asked us to move.
No, but it's
I've
not.
got kids.
Look,
Listen,
just take the ticket off.
I've got
Take the
kids.
ticket off,
Okay,
yeah?
You know what?
We'll take the ticket off and forget it's ever happened, yeah?
We'll forget. I'll just put it in there for you, so you know what's happened. So you can now pay the fine.
But I'm
If
saying
you
I've
don't
got
pay the
kids.
fine, please keep it. If you don't pay the fine, it will become double. Remember, I want you when you're driving home with that ticket in the car. I want you to remember. Can't you see this sign? It said double yellow line. Don't do it again. This is a what? An inch over. Yeah. This is.
They're done, man. They're worse
He's
than
kind
us.
of a condescending prick, but he's not wrong.
Yeah, he was actually right. Yeah.
Oh, let's see this one.
Richard Pryor, right? When he had his special back in 1977, there's a scene. They only allowed him to do 5 shows. In fact, they were rather ignorant because it took them 5 shows to realize what the brother was really doing. Richard Pryor, there's a scene where he goes in to the pyramids, and he is carrying the bags of the archaeologists and the anthropologists who are of European descent. And they're talking amongst themselves about what this find is and its importance, the greatness of it. And Richard Pryor is in this temple looking all around, and he begins to say, all these people are black. He said, look at that guy over there. That guy look like my uncle. And he's just, it's humorous. But what Richard Pryor is actually talking about is that, these are black people in these pyramids, and these are the people that built these pyramids. He said, wait a minute, these people. And then all of a sudden, the camera begins to show the anthropologists of European descent, and they start to nudge each other because they realize, hey, the guy carrying the bags is looking around and he's learning some things in here. So very quietly, you see them backing out of the pyramid, right? And Richard Pryor is still there talking about how great the pyramid is. And then all of a sudden, they show you the door close, and all of a sudden the scene goes black, which means that was the blackout on the information for black folk to understand their history.
I mean, help me out, man. This can't be real. He can't be serious, right?
I got nothing. This guy's just too scoop-lobotomy.
Oh, I can tell you he's 100% serious.
I know, that's the crazy part about it. You a son, man, so you know he's serious, man. But I think I would think that the gliders might have thought it was a skit.
Nah, this.
No, he believes the shit he's saying.
Yeah, he believes it.
Not only that, he's making money pitching that stuff, man.
I mean, but the logic train, the line, the if you follow him step like every Bobby Brown, every little step you take, it's all like circumstantial and fucking it's nothing solid. If Richard Pryor did a TV show where he walked into the pyramids and like what?
Richard Pryor was into freebasing his ass off.
Yeah, he was knuckle deep in crack.
Exactly. So it's like, okay,
and booty. And booty.
Right. So just because Richard Pryor, who was he was a great comedian,
Right.
no doubt. But just because he had an epiphany or a thought about the pyramids and who did it, don't mean that Bill a hill of beans.
Yeah, but it's not even that for me. It's this is this guy's one of those, black scholars, right? He be on Hidden Colors and all these other documentaries and blah, blah, blah. But to use this as the proof that we built the pyramids, and it be like if you read the comment section, like they're like the comment section is 100% like, yo, this is like, this is groundbreaking. Like he just fucking like this guy literally like just fucking like is the smartest guy in the world. But
right, yeah, he just discovered gravity because one of these pictographs showed a woman with big lips.
It's just bizarre, man.
This is what Richard Pryor was dropping on us in 1970s.
The main thing that I've seen and that nobody ever seems to bring up, why'd they give Black History Month the shortest month? That's definitely like, you know.
It started as Black History Week.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they only gave you the 1 month with 28 days, man.
Yeah, man.
You don't get like a good like
that's
next
like
month is Women's Month. That's 31 days, man.
You gotta step your game up, NYC glider, dude. that's like the oldest Black History Month in the world. Man.
7. This is what actually has happened. Richard was telling us this is what has happened to us. Because as you become conscious, and Richard Pryor, right, when he had his special back in 1977, there's a scene. They only allowed him to do 5 shows. In fact, they were rather ignorant because it took them 5 shows to realize what the brother was really doing. Richard Pryor, there's a scene where he goes in to the pyramids, and he is carrying the bags of the archaeologists and the anthropologists who are reviewing.
So it's a scene in a show that he's doing. Like, how do you know that? Why is he using that as if it's like organic?
He got paid to act in a certain thing, and this guy thinks it's all fucking mind-blowing and racial. No, he was a paid actor.
Yeah, he was. It was a scene in a skit show. Like, why is he using this as proof that we built the pyramids?
Because everything's proof, man. Like every little teeny weeny thing would be proof, you know.
It's just bizarre, man. I mean, it's bizarre.
Black celebrities are not allowed to use their money to help their own people. Yeah. All they can do is have fun. They're glorified plantation slaves, every last one. And I don't say that to disrespect them, but it's the truth. You are a glorified plantation slave, corporate commodity. Just like a slave 157 years ago, if you had any money, you could only use it to do what? Enjoy yourself. Black celebrity.
I think he's missing the point. I think he's putting the cart before the horse. I think
Black
celebrities doesn't understand that. Like, it's not that they're being forced to do that. That's what they do when they get money. He's saying that like they're being forced to do it, or like it's a mandate, or like there's some system that's saying like if you're a Black celebrity, you get money, you can only use it to buy trinkets and take trips and have fun and go do. No, that's what
and mainly move into a nice neighborhood.
Yeah, that's what they choose to do. By on average, it's crazy how we blame y'all, because basically he's blaming gliders for this. The reason that that Black celebrities don't take their money and do anything, worthwhile, or anything that you would think that like a group with that much like wealth, like just they haven't bought a team, they haven't even put their money together to buy a team. In any of the leagues, none of them.
Celebrities are not allowed to use their money to help their own people. Yeah. All they can do is have fun. They're glorified plantation slaves, every last one. And I don't say that to disrespect them, but it's the truth. You are a glorified plantation slave, corporate commodity. Just like a slave 157 years ago, if you had any money, you could only use it to do what? Enjoy yourself.
Wow, man. I mean,
it's just so idiotic.
Well, it's everything's our fault, man. The fact that anybody would ever put a crack pipe in their mouth and light it up, that's our fault. It's like we're the ones who stuck the crack pipes into everybody's mouths. We're the ones who sold the crack in the neighborhood, We're, obviously it's all our fault. I mean, it's like everything, every last damn thing is our fault. In fact, when I get mugged on the subway and get beat down, it's my fault.
Yeah, that is your fault. I mean, it is your fault. But yeah.
So if you're a real Christian, you have to be.
I don't know.
Call the police.
Yes, I will.
So what are you calling the police for?
That's trespassing property.
Put them on speaker.
This is the sidewalk. This is a public sidewalk.
Put him on speaker.
This is a public
No,
sidewalk,
call him,
man.
please call
I don't
him.
know if you own this home, but it's
Call
a
him.
public sidewalk.
Get out of my way.
Y'all, she calling the
Get out of
police
my
because
way.
we did this part of the sidewalk and she just shoveled the snow back onto the sidewalk.
Yes.
She upset because we did the public
I think I have
sidewalk.
an emergency. Is this neighbor here, Jay?
Yeah.
And somebody else that I don't know
Uh-huh.
bothering me and
Tell him what we did.
huh?
Tell him what we did.
No, don't say that, Jay. Don't say that.
1310 19th Street. 1310 19th Street. Correct. Go.
They'll come faster if you say it's two niggers
This
over
is
here.
a house, sir.
Why would he say that?
Because, again, why wouldn't he? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it reeks of such low self-esteem. Like, why
But
would
you
you
know-
put yourself in the low? It's like, why would you relegate yourself like that?
So the next question is, why would you be in the background of her phone call to the police yelling and acting a fool? when you initially haven't done anything wrong. But now you're the one in the background talking about, tell them what we did. Tell them what we did. Why would you do that?
It's just bizarre, man. I mean, and listen, these guys may be getting a raw deal. She may be out of line, and they may be 100% in the right. But the actions they take, it's like a chess game. She moves her piece. The piece they move makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? And then she makes another move, and it's like their move makes zero sense. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that she's in the right or not taking up for her. I don't know the situation. All I'm saying is that she's called the police for whatever reason. Why are you doing the things you're doing now? Why are you not either leaving or why you're not just going to another spot? Like, why are you? She lives here. You don't. It's just bizarre, man.
That's the point. That's exactly the point. That's exactly the point. She lives there and they don't. Exactly.
We ain't doing nothing but doing no driveway, man. It's crazy. She called the police because we did the public sidewalk and she said we trespassed.
Facebook Live?
No, I ain't even Facebook Live. I'm just recording it for my own thing. Then I'm gonna put it on Facebook. Then I'm gonna put it on TikTok. I'm gonna put it on every social media site.
It's just super feminine and just super moist.
Did he just say that they did her driveway too?
Yes.
Because that's her property.
That's her property. Exactly.
That's her property.
Yeah, but it's just again. So you're gonna record this and you're gonna put it everywhere on social media.
And you're gonna wait till the cops show up.
It just why are you doing these things?
It is.
I don't want to make him a problem. I give him time. No, sir. Yeah, African American and different.
Is that a problem?
They gonna
Yes,
ask.
please, you don't respect. Please, I don't want to argue.
No, I'm just asking.
Jay, leave it alone, Jay. Leave it alone, Jay. Leave it alone. She want to cry. The people legitly on the other side of the line, whoever answers the police call, say, what color are they? African American. Yeah, that's why she said African American. Why does it matter what color who is?
So when we show up, we know the fuck is a description, you fucking moron.
But see, because they can't even do basic logic.
Yeah.
So they don't even understand that the police officers would obviously be like, okay, give us a description. Are they white, black, whatever? You know what I mean?
What are they wearing? What color? It's just
they're some men. That's just what we do. It's just what we do.
It sounds so bad you can't even describe somebody.
Yeah, logic? Nah, it's all emotion. I don't like how he said that. Why are you asking that?
It's it's bizarre though, man. Like, and it's not even like this at this point. They're not causing any harm. They're not menacing anybody. They're not threatening anybody, and it's still fucking annoying. Like, even when they're not carjacking and shooting and fucking playing loud music, they're still fucking annoying.
If we causing a public disturbance for any reason, what does it matter what color the person is? She not being physically harmed. She not being harmed mentally, physically, or emotionally.
Excuse me?
She just upset at the fact that we did the sideway.
Actually, what's the crime?
For real. What's the crime?
He's taking a movie, taking pictures. Someone that I don't know, someone that just came to help his friend.
To do the driveway. To shovel the driveway in a public sidewalk.
Officer, I need help or I am going to get
This woman is from the old country somewhere.
Yeah.
She ain't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, some old Oriental lady.
Nah, she's not Oriental. She's fucking
like Eastern
European. Yeah.
No, what? Oh, they act. Do we have a weapon?
Excuse me?
Leave it alone, Jack. Leave it alone.
Yeah, because they need to know what they're dealing with when they come up. And she's going to tell them no. You only have a shovel, which could be used as well.
Which is a weapon, yeah.
Let her go ahead, get her little ring
I
off.
don't know. I was resting and I just came out when I saw that they
Was shoveling the fucking yard.
they trespass. Huh? No, outside. I have to hang up, sir, please.
Yeah, she sounds Oriental.
Hello?
She can't even hang up the phone.
If she was Oriental, they would already socked her in the head.
These guys are African American and I don't get along with them and I don't.
You don't even know me. How do you get along with somebody you don't know?
I thought it was on breeder.
Yeah, it could be on breeder before.
They try to. They are arguing, making fun of me. See, they don't have no respect.
Definitely Oriental.
But I plowed her in front of our house for free.
For free.
Didn't ask her for nothing.
See, her issue is like we don't want y'all over here. We don't like y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like, just go away, because we don't want you to think that it's cool to keep coming back. Like, if we give you a pat on the head for plowing the shit, you might come back.
Ask for money.
She don't want to normalize son activity in her neighborhood.
Well, somebody said that was a gimmick too. Is they'll come and they'll do your stuff. They'll do the walkway and then they come up beating on your door, saying you have to pay them.
Yeah, or they come back and fucking rob your house later. They're casing the joint.
I was thinking this is some kind of like squeegee man thing, you know?
Yeah. This is crazy, man.
An extension of the squeegee scale.
Yeah, shovel boy.
You have a good day.
Yeah,
shovel boy.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you. And you see this line?
Yeah.
You don't pass this line.
Okay.
And I don't want to see you in.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying?
Oh shit.
If somebody get hurt on thing, they're gonna hurt. You know what I'm saying? Forget it. All I did was go through with the snowblower and shovel snow. You don't see how they put no snow on her.
I got the video of her putting the snow.
But I've been here. This is my father's house. Yeah. We've been here for 15 plus years. I've talked to you before. And I'm just tired of her. It doesn't matter. You can't threaten people. No, I know. To kill them. I get that.
So now she threatened to kill them. Okay.
I captured on my ring camera where it's telling me she's gonna kill her.
Oh, okay.
Ring camera just now.
What do you want done about it? Do you want her arrested?
No.
I mean, she keep on. If she keep on doing it, she does it again. I'm gonna let her call the police so she can go. And I'm gonna press charges. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of the bullshit. Okay. I did nothing. All I did was help her out. You know what I'm saying? That's why I asked what crime did we commit? She didn't state what we did on the thing. So you know what I'm saying? So ask her what we did. What did we do for you to call the police?
But
you know what I'm saying?
Right now, you don't want anything done.
No, I'm gonna give her a chance.
Okay.
But the next time, you know what I'm saying? I want to press charges.
Okay.
To the full extent of the law.
Alrighty, we'll go talk to her.
Look at the cops. It's just like, all right.
It don't make no sense. You come out here for no reason.
And they got the nerve to call her a Karen.
Yeah, right. She's the Karen, right? It's crazy.
Fullest extent.
This is bizarre, man. Bizarre.
This woman is waking up behind bars this morning, accused of pulling a gun at McDonald's drive-thru in Altamont Springs. According to the arrest report, Amari Hendricks demanded a free cookie, but wasn't calmed when she got one. Police say she pulled out a gun, loaded a magazine, and ended up punching a worker several times. She's now facing a number of charges this morning. This woman is...
Okay.
Here we have another son's sister randomly getting into it with people and then pulling a pistol out. Did we just talk about
that's a girl?
You seeing a pattern here?
Exactly.
Yeah, this is. I'm seeing a pattern, man. Sisters are starting to pull them ratchets, man.
Yes,
it's over stupid shit too.
Over
man.
anything, and that is a girl, Bill. Because if that was a transformer, they'd have on a better wig.
Yeah, exactly. Factoids, man. Let's. Oh man, I mean. Jesus Christ, there's so much stuff, man, going on, man. I can't even.
Must be a good cookie.
Oh man, I can't even fucking. Oh my God, man.
I'm telling you, that glider queen that got it in the parking lot the other day, from that son's sister. I guarantee you, they just their eyes caught each other for a split second, and it was her fate was written.
Etched in stone. Hey, so we have this, the issues we're having in Baltimore public schools. Well, we're having similar issues in Chicago, in Illinois.
It's the whole country. It's all the schools, man.
0 students passed the state math proficiency test at 53 Illinois public schools, almost all of whom are majority Black. At one such school, a prep school designed to prepare students for medical careers, the per student spending is $47,000 a year, and they had not one student pass the state math exam. And of course, the thumbnail for the picture is a white kid, like with his head despondent, with his head banging against the board because he can't do the math.
I mean, it literally says in the headline, almost all of whom are majority Black, and they still use the stock photo of the glider child. This ain't even real.
They have to. It's the same way with commercials when they got the burglar in it. It's always the white guy.
That's fact. No, that's facts. That is
and then everybody else is Sun people. Everybody else in the commercial is Sun people. Everybody.
Yep. That is facts, because I do this for a living, looking for thumbnails and shit and pictures, man. That is so facts, man. Like every fucking picture when you're looking for. Yep. Yeah, when you're looking for a picture of a robber or something like that for your thumbnail, they're all fucking, like, I just put robber stock photo in here, right? Look what comes up, man. Look what comes up when you put robber stock photo.
Last month I was on the NYC subway and they had a stock photo of a white man robbing. I almost fell out.
Wow, look at this shit, man.
It's amazing.
They better not put a Black one up. Ooh, you're in trouble.
Not even a there's no tigers or burritos, nothing, just gliders.
Look. This looks like a tiger right here.
Yeah, it does.
That's why they put the full mask on.
So this is what you see when you get robbed in America.
Even the cartoon.
This is crazy, man. Yeah, man. Everything. Look, everything is all fucking glide. This might be a son, man. Nope, that looked like a goddamn like a swarthy glider.
He's been hitting the tanning bed. That's what that is.
Like all of them. Like, and I didn't put white. I just put robber stock photo. They're all. Oh shit, man! Wow, man. I mean, when I tell you guys are fucked, like that's what I mean. That's kind of like what I'm saying. Like when I say you're fucked, like you're fucked. There's no way out of this.
Yep.
You don't even know the half of it, man.
This is a done deal, man. It's basically just like we're kneeling on the ball, man. We're just fucking running the clock out.
I said it's a Don Dada out here.
It's a wrap, man. I mean, it's I hate to say it too, man. Like I'm rooting for you gliders because we need y'all to keep, because y'all the only ones that know how to run this shit. It's like, you know what I'm saying, y'all the only ones that know how to work the shit, man. We can't work it. So like we need y'all to work the shit. It's like if we fucking was sailing, if we were fucking sailing a boat and we only one person knew how to do the mast to do the sails, and that person, like, if we threw that person overboard, we be fucked, man. We just be sitting on the middle of the ocean, man. We need that person that knows how to work that shit, man, because the other people obviously don't, man. It's really sad, man. It's really, really sad, man. Oh yeah, I wanted to show y'all this, man, because this one right here. It's just fucking bizarre, man. Who we got back here? Oh, this one's fucking bizarre. I covered this earlier. Make sure you hit the PayPal, Cash App, Super Chat, support the channel, man. So you remember our Temple University police officer, fallen Temple University police officer, right? Everybody remember him?
Yeah.
Christopher Fitzgerald. Well, today in Philly, his family went to visit, his family and his kids went to visit the site where he was slain. And during their visit, they had to be escorted away because of multiple gunshots. That's Philadelphia for you. That's Temple. That's North Philly, man. North Philly. Rough, man.
Does the jungle stop being a jungle when a lion dies? It's
No,
still
man.
the jungle.
Wow. I mean, the trauma that must be putting on his kids, man, is just insane, man. I mean, like, Jesus Christ. They go and okay, so here it is. 2 kids were shot. Let me. So during those gunshots were 2 kids being shot. And this is the Temple beat, man. This is the Temple cop beat, man.
Were they Temple kids that got shot, or just?
Well, let's see. Let's see, man. I gotta see this, man. I'm not sure, man. I don't know, man. We'll see, man. This is the Temple cop beat, man. Maybe do Philadelphia, man. Oh, here we go.
Well, breaking news out of North Philadelphia right now, where 2 teenagers were just shot. It happened about 3:30 this afternoon at the intersection of 19th and Montgomery. When officers arrived at that scene, they found a 17-year-old who had been shot in the leg and a 14-year-old girl who had been shot in the arm. There's no word yet on what led up to this shooting or a description of the shooter or shooters in this case. Now, the shooting just happened blocks away from the memorial of Officer Christopher Fitzgerald at 17th and Montgomery, where he
Yeah, where his family was visiting the site where he was killed. And then they gotta fucking be ushered away and shit, like, Doc, everybody get down. Like,
this is where the president of the college is moving.
Well, he's already moved there, I think, but he only stays there. Like he can't live there, man. There's no way. Caleb West, man. Salute to Caleb West, man. Long time no see, man. He says, the story you did about the glider shot at Kroger turns the glider woman spat on the Sun woman in their heated argument over who had the right of way. Oh yeah. Can you send me that, Caleb? akintunde2@gmail.com. If that glider woman spat on her, yeah, that sister gonna get 10 years, man. 10 years, be home in 8, man. Yeah, that glider woman, if that's true, we don't know.
Well, there doesn't even need to be proof that it happened. Just the accusation that she spit on us is probably
That's what
enough.
I'm saying. Like, is it Twitter talk? Is it the same people saying Tyree was sleeping with one of the fucking Scorpion Squad members' wife, and he
They
sent
actually
a picture?
confirmed that the other day per Brandon Tatum.
Who? I don't believe that, because it would be in every journalist would be covering that story.
Yeah, it's not, no, I saw that. It's not confirmed at all. He was just spouting the same rumor.
Yeah, every journalist in the fucking country was down there in Memphis during when that shit happened. If there was a story, a salacious story, a love triangle, another layer to this, one of the fucking many fucking publications, the Griot, the Huffington Post, the Guardian, it don't even have to be ABC, NBC, CBS, would have covered that. There's no one that's covering that. No one even knows who put that initial graphic up, because it wasn't like a post, it was a graphic. Someone put up a meme that said they had that on it, and then everybody shared the meme, and then it became the truth.
I didn't see it online. I originally heard it from people in Memphis, but again, I did see. I believe Gliderman is correct though.
But do you believe me though that somebody would have covered that?
I mean, I kind of see your point, but all those people you mentioned, they didn't cover when Project Veritas found the doctor telling, "Oh yeah, we're synthesizing the virus." They didn't.
No, I get that, because
you know
that's not the story that they're down in. Like, they didn't come to New York for that and then not cover that part of it. I'm talking about everybody was down in Memphis for the Tyree Nichols story, and none of them covered that.
Yeah, I feel you.
I mean, not a drop. No one even mentioned it.
Well,
the family, Crump and them refuted it. They were pissed. They were like, "All these rumors is not true." I mean, why would they not want the police? Why would Crump not want it to be that the police killed Tyree over some bullshit?
More money.
Exactly. Crumpet, it benefits their case for there not to be some kind of tie. It needs to seem like it was totally random.
Oh, that's not true. No. It's worse if there's a tie.
It's
that means
much better for them.
Yeah.
If they
because if that was the case, then they couldn't use, well, there's a pattern of abuse in the Memphis Police Department. Then they could just say, well, it was personal. But they're making the case, Crump and now the feds are making the case that there's systemic corruption in Memphis.
But they're making that case because the other one is not. They can't make the other. Like, if they could say 5 cops hunted down a guy, they scoured the streets, caught up with this guy, and in the middle of the road on a busy intersection, pulled him out of his car with the attempts to beat him down as retribution for him sleeping with one of their wives. And then he gets away. They find him in a cul-de-sac, and then with all their body cameras turned on, with under a fucking Memphis City camera, beat him to death because he slept with one of their wives. That's just not a clean hit. Usually hits are done covertly and done cleaner than that. You don't just pull the guy out of his car in a busy intersection.
Aren't you the same guy that's like, some men don't do dastardly plans.
No, I got that, but come on, man. Like,
no,
I
but
mean,
honestly, between
Cops,
you and me, there's
listen.
nothing about this situation, that makes any sense. It
No,
hasn't from the beginning. It still doesn't.
I'll tell you what happened there, man. This is what I think happened, and this is why they're going to probably get off because they didn't murder him. I mean, they should have all been fired, that's for sure. But he was driving erratically. He was high as a kite. He was acting crazy. They got charged up. They had bad training, and then they started slugging him for no good reason. But that situation would have never happened if he hadn't been high as a kite driving the car. I mean, they still haven't released any of the footage leading up to the first stop, and they haven't released the talk screen. And there's a reason for that.
Well,
definitely a reason why no talk screen.
Anyway, man, these two kids were shot here.
Was fatally shot over the weekend. As Matt did mention earlier, when the shots were fired, Officer Fitzgerald's family was visiting the memorial. At the time, they were quickly rushed away. But again, the trauma of seeing that scene where he was killed, hearing gunfire 2 blocks away.
Unbelievable.
Just a very
unfortunate sign of our times in many ways.
Unfortunate time, and just
an unfortunate sign of our times.
Unfortunate.
It's unfortunate. You could tell it was sons. It was a white guy. The sky would be falling. So they basically, we know it was sons that were doing the shooting, man. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Another Philadelphia story. Philadelphia,
another son sister pulling a pistol out on somebody.
Philadelphia store clerk shot in the point blank in the face. Oh, the man shot him. Okay, so the sister was starting it, then the man blamed him.
They were shoplifting, I guess, right?
Yeah, obviously, man. They won't let him out. You let her leave. You should have let her leave. He came and just shot that dude point blank in the face. Oh, shit. Black female, 30 to 40 years old. Yikes. Medium brown complexion, wearing a white and black patterned jacket, pink bonnet, long sleeve black shirt, and dark blue pants, black boots, and a black face mask. Black male, approximately 40 years old, slim build, full salt and pepper colored beard, medium brown complexion, wearing a dark blue puffy coat over a dark hoodie, black knit cap, black pants with a solid white stripe on the side, white sneakers. Wow. Rough place, man. Rough place there, man.
Well, breaking news out of North.
Rough place there, Jack. Wow. That's a rough spot. God, dog.
Yeah,
my
man.
God, man.
He got shot in the face trying to stop that woman from stealing like 30 underarm deodorants or something, you know?
She had a pistol in her hand too.
Blackistan, man.
Yeah,
that's
man.
how we do.
Wow. Here's Philly
The
too.
investigation of the death of a woman's pet, allegedly at the hands of an FBI agent.
The dog was fatally shot in Center City last night following some type of altercation with the agent's dog.
Action News reporter Becca Hendrickson joining us live at FBI headquarters with more on the incident.
I didn't think you liked white guys.
Becca.
Brian and Shori, sources tell Action News that the agent who fired that weapon is the special agent in charge of the Philadelphia field office. Meanwhile, the dog's owner is devastated today. Viewer video captures the moments after police sources say an FBI agent shot and killed a dog in Center City. Sources identified the agent to Action News as Special Agent in Charge Jacqueline McGuire.
Oh shit! So
it's a glider. If that dog was a black Labrador, she's done, man.
Yo,
LV.
This woman right here. So basically, the last 2 days we had a glider from Bucks County, a glider team come shoot a cop, and now we have a glider woman shooting a dog. This is Philly News has got to be loving this, man.
Wire. I just heard through my AirPods a bunch of high-pitched noises and then what sounded like a gunshot. Police say it happened around 8 p.m. Monday in front of the Terrain Apartments near 16th and Spruce.
Oh shit! Look at that. These are nice apartments, man. Golly, they got a fucking what's that shit? Well, no, cars can't go through here. I thought they had a, but it is a nice fucking foyer or whatever. I don't know what they call that. Alcove. I don't know, but this is a nice apartment.
In front of the Terrain Apartments near 16th and Spruce Streets.
Look at that crew right there. So this is who lives in the neighborhood.
BLM.
Yeah, definitely BLM. Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Spruce Streets. Investigators say McGuire had been walking her own dog when two other leash dogs walked by and one attacked.
What I know is she had a smaller dog and a dog attacked that dog. When she tried to get her dog back, I think the dog attacked her and then she discharged the weapon.
Families.
So what's wrong with that? What's wrong? What's wrong with that? I mean, so what? Like, the fuck you have a gun for if a dog attack? I've been bit by a dog. Just last week, my one of my best buddies, Swag, a little Chihuahua, man, my sister's Chihuahua. Swag, he's been in the family for a long time. He was killed by one of her other dogs, Bella. Bella killed Swag last week, man. And the family's been really torn up about that, man. Swag been around since what, 2010, and yeah, Bella's like a big like mutt. I don't know what she is, but she's a bigger dog, maybe like 50, 60 pounds, and she killed Swag, who's a Chihuahua, and they just came. My sister came home and she was gnawing on Swag's neck. And he's dead. Yeah. And people love their dogs.
You were tore up. I'm not as tore up as Swag, apparently.
Well, no, the problem isn't the dog on dog crime. It's she's a cop. That's the problem, is that she's a cop. If it had been a regular person protecting their dog from another dog, we wouldn't even be hearing about this.
Yeah.
Near 16th and Spruce Streets. Investigators say McGuire had been walking her own dog when two other leash dogs walked by and one attacked.
What I know is she had a smaller dog and a larger dog attacked that dog. When she tried to get her dog back, I think the dog attacked her and then she discharged the weapon.
Family says the dog who was shot is a 7-year-old pit bull named Mia, who died in her owner's arms in a police van on the way to an emergency clinic.
People just assume that pit bulls are aggressive, but in reality, they are very, very loving.
She was being attacked by the pit bull. Shut the fuck up, you fucking moron.
Emergency clinic.
People just assume that pit bulls are aggressive, but in reality, they are very, very loving. Just give them a chance, and obviously don't shoot them dead.
Tuesday, this animal rights.
Yeah, even if they have your child by its neck, he's shaking it around.
I'm starting to think people just want to protest just to protest.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday, this animal rights group protested outside of FBI headquarters with signs demanding justice for Mia.
It honestly broke my heart because I have a pit bull and my dog is the most loving. My dog is the most loving dog there is.
The FBI said in a statement that it
That's great. That's your dog.
Involving its agents very
God,
seriously.
these fucking people
it is
with the broad.
investigating alongside the police officer involved shooting unit from Philadelphia Police. Live outside of FBI headquarters, Becca Hendrickson, Channel 6, Action News. Brian and Chari.
It would have been so funny if they would have like.
What is it about gliders? What is it about gliders and demonstrations? Did you notice that every last person at that demonstration was a glider?
Yeah, people that have time, like, because if you're a sun man, you can't take off work, man, because they're gonna fire you, man. You glider, man. You working from home and shit. Got a cushy job and shit. Captain Gliders got great jobs, man. Just call in, man. I'm not gonna be in today, boss.
Get the glider discount down at Staples, wherever they make the signs.
Yeah, man. Gliders got it good, man.
Still looming overhead are clouds of confusion after a man is accused of using a sword to threaten a mother and child over the weekend.
He would need some type of professional mental health assistance.
Gotta be a son
In
man.
the prison system.
Brandy J. Flynn, a mental health counselor with more than 20 years of experience, believes there is more to this case than meets the eye. You see, this man, Coleman Garrett, is accused of walking up to a mother and her 2-year-old daughter as they waited in line at this downtown shelter, attempting to hug the woman's child. The woman told police she stopped Garrett, resulting in him retrieving a sword from his vehicle before then pointing and swinging it at the mother and child.
An illness is an illness, whether it's a physical illness.
Why is she giving him the mental illness? The guy just walks up and fucking swings a sword at a fucking 2-year-old and a woman, and this bitch is instantly talking about something. She's mentally ill.
He had a car and he planned ahead. He had the sword in the car. He was ready to do something like that to somebody. He's not mentally ill.
Maybe.
I mean, we don't understand why he did it, but he's not crazy.
Yeah,
Right. Him walking with the sword, would have been more convincing to me. Just, having it on the back, something like that.
Yeah, he went and got it. He was rebuffed, once his advances were rebuffed, he went and got the sword and came back and attacked a woman and a 2-year-old with a sword. And this bitch is talking about some mental health.
They don't get it. Some of these people are not mentally ill. They're straight evil. That's what it is, man. And they know they can get away with it. So therefore they do whatever they do.
Yeah, this is not fucking mental illness. This is just a guy did some fucked up shit.
Illness is an illness, whether it's a physical illness or a mental illness. It does not discriminate, does not care what color you are, what sex you are, how much money you have in the bank.
Detectives never said there was an underlying mental issue, but days later, Garrett was ordered to appear before Judge Sheila Bruce Winfro inside mental health court. As for where this alleged attack happened, detectives did not have to go far to find the accused. The victim was able to point out Coleman Garrett right away when detectives arrived, police saying that he was taken into custody without further incident. The mother and child were not harmed physically, while the person accused of pulling a weapon is now facing 2 charges of aggravated assault. Reporting in Memphis, Sharita Patterson, WREG, News Channel 3.
Bond for Coleman Garrett is set at $50,000. The judge today.
So he gets out for what, $5,000?
Well, if he's crazy, why didn't he pull the sword on the cops?
Right, because he knew that he ain't stupid. He crazy. He not stupid.
They ordered a mental evaluation for Garrett, who is due back in court next week. Memphis police need.
Tonight, a Memphis mom is asking for help tonight after her son was arrested for eating 2 bags of stolen potato chips. WREG's Marcus Hunter spoke to the woman who doesn't understand.
This motherfucker came out with the whole goddamn display. He just grabbed the whole display.
This is ridiculous.
In the end cap, I think they call these end caps. He grabbed the whole end cap. I mean, like the brazenness, and I don't blame him. Like, think about it. If you're in a store like a city like Memphis, you see people doing this all the time. And you're like, man, fuck, man.
Yeah,
Man.
but hopefully they were the baked Lay's potato chips and not the fried ones, man.
Yeah, man.
The way they try to say it is like, okay, guy was in there, opened up a potato chip bag, and started eating the potato chips. That's the way that she's trying to pronounce it just now. That's the way. If I was blind and if I heard her say that, if I didn't see that person walk into that, with the whole thing of potato chips into the car, I would have thought that.
It's probably much deeper. There's probably some layers to this.
A Memphis mom is asking for help tonight after her son was arrested for eating 2 bags of stolen potato chips. WREG's Marcus Hunter spoke to the woman who doesn't understand why her son was taken to jail for eating something she says someone else stole.
A chip display disappears from the Circle K in Parkway Village when a man walks out of the store with it and hundreds of bags of chips. In this security video, you can see him taking it to his car, but it is the man who walks out after him and picks up a couple of bags that fell on the ground who ended up in jail.
I mean, that's stealing, bruh.
He became part of that overall crime, didn't he?
Exactly.
By doing that?
Right. Once he bent over and grabbed them chips, he was part of it.
In the Sun Man's mind, though, that's not stealing.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's definitely not.
He
Definitely
found
not.
it.
I found this on the floor. Yeah.
It's double jeopardy. He already stole it, man. So, yeah, man. I mean, and this guy's on foot, so he's obviously walking out into the parking lot. This guy hopped in the car and got away. So this guy's, when they show up, the police show up, he's still probably somewhere in the area.
With the same bag of potato chips.
So after you're done here, you're going to get out.
36-year-old Joseph Braswell was arrested on one count of theft of less than $1,000 after Memphis police say he ate 2 bags of chips worth less than $5 that someone else stole from the store. When officers arrived, they say they found Braswell across the street with crumbs on his face. Police reviewed video footage and
caught him red-handed.
Oh shit!
What you in here for, man? Oh man, they call me tater chips.
Yeah, man, tater.
The guy's 30. Did you hear that? He's 37 years old, though.
Yeah,
He's
man.
And he did that 37 years old, and the mom is making an excuse for him.
Exactly, but he's probably a son husband.
How much y'all want to bet she calls him her baby? The interview. But this guy right here, man, he's already in a jumpsuit. They didn't see in DC. You would have still had your clothes on for something like this. You would have still had. You wouldn't have been. It's something else. He must have had a warrant or something, because when they pick you up for like shoplifting, they throw you in the drunk tank or in the holding cell, and then you go to court in the morning, and then they fucking let you go. They PR you. This guy's in the whole fucking like jail fucking uniform and shit.
Yeah, they ran his info. They found something else.
Yeah, this is crazy, man.
Down here, you're going to get out.
36-year-old Joseph Braswell
on your own recognizance. So
who ended up in jail.
You're going to be released on your own recognizance. So after you're done here, you're going to get out.
36-year-old Joseph Braswell was arrested on one count of theft of less than $1,000 after Memphis police say he ate 2 bags of chips worth less than $5 that someone else stole from the store. When officers arrived, they say they found Braswell across the street with crumbs on his face. Police reviewed video footage and concluded he knew the chips were stolen when he picked them up. His mother says she doesn't believe it was necessary to arrest him.
I cannot believe that somebody else stole the chips, but because these rocks on the ground and he picked them up, that made news.
The manager said it is not about the bag or bags of chips that were stolen. It is more about a pattern of stealing that she's concerned could run them out of business.
People coming here daily on a daily basis, stealing 1, 2, 3. They think that's okay. My inventory is 17,000 short on people coming here stealing.
Manager.
$17,000 short.
Yeah, she's got a big reason.
That's a lot of fucking stealing, man. Golly, man.
That's a lot of fucking money, dude.
I mean, just looking at what this guy did, he walked out with the whole display. I mean, if that's indicative of what's going on there.
Nah, what I'm more amazed is that how this mom doesn't understand the law.
Yeah, I mean, she's gonna call him baby before this fucking thing's over.
People coming here daily on a daily basis, stealing 1, 2, 3. They think that's okay. My inventory is 17,000 short on people coming in here stealing.
She says small crimes like these are why so many businesses have left the area.
Kroger left because they were stealing. The mall left because they were stealing. All this left in the area because they were stealing.
I think we just figured out how food deserts are created, man.
She just inadvertently broke the code on how food deserts appear.
Thank you, sis, man. Thank you, sister, man. What's up, AP, man? We just figured out how food deserts are created, man. You won't give us
Yeah,
our
I
props,
mean
man?
they have to credit on it because like in the California they've reduced theft to misdemeanors, so they just roll up in the store and just take whatever they want and leave. And now, so you go into stores, everything is behind a glass case. Your deodorant, your face wash, everything, your razors, everything is behind a glass case.
Yeah,
That's racist.
exactly.
But it's all the products. So it's not just sons going there stealing. It's the homeless that are stealing. It's the hombritos that are stealing. It's all of them. They just go in and just take stuff. So I'm with her on this one.
Yeah, she's this is amazing. Next time somebody talks about food deserts, man, we need to play this clip, man, because some people are, I mean, once we learn that term, food deserts, because you never heard that back in the 90s or the 2000s, you know what I'm saying? Until fucking pasty liberals taught us that term. Now you hear it all the time. Food deserts, food
Yeah,
deserts.
we found out that food is racist.
Yeah,
I've
food
been
desert.
using it ever since.
Yeah, fucking food desert. No, it's this is what's happening.
People coming here daily on a daily basis, stealing 1, 2, 3. They think that's okay. My inventory is 17,000 short on people coming in here stealing.
She says small crimes like these are why so many businesses have left the area.
Kroger left because they were stealing. The mall left because they were stealing. All this left in the area because they were stealing. The Walmart left in the area because they were stealing. So
Daddy's son chased
Man, the whole mall left. She said the whole mall left.
So now all you got is a Circle K, man. That's like we have something up here called like Sheets and Rudders in Pennsylvania. So it's similar to Circle K. And like they have like everything. You can get your car washed, you can get gas, you could go in there, you can buy sandwiches, they got sushi in there, you can fucking get fucking fried chicken, everything's at the Circle K. So like this is probably the last thing that they have left, man.
This goes, there's nothing left, man.
And that's why when you go into Sun Community, only thing you see are nail shops, hair shops, fried chicken place.
Carry
you don't see
out.
any right, nothing, everything that has to be behind glass or behind some kind of security. You never see anything where you can just even the gas, you have to pay for the gas before you even pump.
Yeah, with the bulletproof, you got the carrier has the bulletproof glass, the thick bulletproof glass.
Yeah, the bulletproof glass with the little turntable, right?
Yeah,
you can't
exactly.
even stick anything in there. Yeah.
If everybody gone, what are you gonna do when Circle K decides we fed up?
Braswell's mother says she just wants to get him the help that he needs.
I called the crisis center. I called the police department. I try to get him assessed. But every time he goes downtown, because of something like this, they never assess him.
In Parkway Village, Marcus Hunter, WR.
So she's mad that she's trying to get her son some help, and they won't never keep him. She wants them to keep her son, and they just released him on his own recognizance.
So from what she said, this has happened before.
It's a reflection of her own parenting. She won't say I did the best I could as a parent. No, none of that. It's everybody else's fault as usual.
REG News Channel 3.
And tonight, police are still looking for the man who drove off with a display of the potato chips.
New at 6 tonight.
He's gonna be at the hospital getting checked for high blood pressure.
High blood pressure. But look, he got away. Exactly. He is probably laughing. He got away, but this dummy got arrested.
Yeah, man, it's just fucking crazy.
They couldn't fingerprint him because he had all that orange shit on his fingers.
Today. Family members for Ladarius Marion and Julius Freeman appeared in court today. Marion's attorney says his clients will be entering a not guilty plea.
Hopefully from our side, this will be on camera and will help exonerate my client.
Both suspects appeared in court for the first time since the Live Lounge shooting that left 10 injured and 1 dead. Ladarius Marion is accused of firing the weapon. Julius Freeman is accused of handing the gun to Marion and being the getaway driver. Court documents say surveillance video shows a white sedan pulling into the parking lot and firing several shots into the club. As people were coming out, police say a man leaving the club fired a shot into the air and got into another car with 5 other men. MPD says as those men drove off, they were stopped by a dark-colored Dodge Charger. A reported argument between both parties ended with the man in the Dodge Charger firing shots at the other vehicle. According to police, 5 passengers were injured and 1 was killed.
Damn, so this guy, he confronted a car full of 6 sons, got to an argument and unloaded into their car, shot 5 of them and killed 1 of them. That's
amazing.
Bad. That dude right here is a bad man, but jammer right here, man. Like, yo, he this Leroy Brown right here, man. Seriously, man. Wow, these something in a fucking. I hats off, man.
Hey, they said he stopped them. He stopped them, and then engaged them in an argument, and then shot them.
I mean, we talking about real fucking sons, man. These is the like, that's why I always say, like, listen, not for nothing, man. I love you guys that talk all the shoot them up, bang bang all the time and shit. But you got these type guys out here. It's not that easy. That's why I be trying to tell you, it's not that easy, man. A lot of these sons, man, is super thugs, man. If you're just a square, it's best to not even meddle with them than to go in like, I'm gonna be shooting the one of them. Me, I'm gonna shoot him. Look at me, I'm gonna shoot him. Just step back, man. You dealing with dudes that don't give a fuck.
As people were coming out, police say a man leaving the club fired a shot into the air and got into another car with 5 other men. MPD says as those men drove off, they were stopped by a dark-colored Dodge Charger. A reported argument between both parties ended with the man in the Dodge Charger firing shots at the other vehicle. According to police, 5 passengers were injured and 1 was killed.
From what reports I've read and from what I've heard in the streets is that there are a lot of guns at this nightclub.
A day after the shooting, court documents say Freeman turned himself in. A warrant was issued for Marion the following day.
You know what he did? Immediately went to surrender, and I submit to you that that's strong proof that he is no risk to flight.
Ballin says Marion is a former National Guardsman who experienced 2 deaths in his own family.
He's just a regular guy, nice person, no record.
Attorney Michael Campbell is representing Freeman. Campbell declined to speak on the matter.
Not just yet. Thanks, though.
Reporting from 201 Poplar, Demetri Wilborn, WRE.
Hey, man, I mean, a lot of guns, a lot of bad guys, a lot of thugged out hoodlums, a lot of fucking hotheads. You know, this is not your typical mass shooting like you would think, like somebody comes in. This is just a bunch of sons, different scene, and it's not all one shooting. Somebody sprayed the club.
It was two shooting.
Yeah, it's just multiple shootings, and it's just it's just a big mess, man. And this is why this is mutual combat. You know what I'm saying? This is like, you know, it's just sons being sons, man. And you know, just sons being sons.
And that's what we do.
Yeah, just sons being sons, man. That's all, man.
Yeah, you think the guy in the black car was like, oh, who these some men think they are going to shoot in the air? Let me show them what the real some men do.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me.
Right.
Let me show them.
Yeah, these fake niggas, man. And let me show them a real nigga. What's up, Marcy, man? What you think about this, man?
I just chimed in. What happened? Man, I just
Okay,
got physical online.
All right, man. You good, man? We'll get you on your opinion on the next one, man.
G News Channel 3.
Okay, we already did that one. Let me go to Chicago, man, and check out this story, man. this story is just fucking sad, man. Shit. I mean, these stories are so sad, man. It's like, man, I literally try not to be jaded, man. I do my best to say no, stay in the moment, stay real, stay with don't be like, oh, of course this happened. I mean, what else would have happened? Like, no, I try to be like, yo, this is insane, man. This shit is fucking insane, man.
Reward is being offered for information in the shooting deaths of a baby and 2 teens on
So they don't have any suspects. Yikes.
I-57.
3 other people were injured. WGN's Sean Lewis live at Comer Children's Hospital with more. Sean?
Yeah, we'll talk more about that reward in just a moment, Ben and Lourdes. But all of the victims who died in this
Is that graphic up on the screen? Okay.
Hospital with more. Sean?
Yeah, we'll talk more about that reward in just a moment, Ben and Lourdes. But all of the victims who died in this shooting last night are under the age of 20. The most shocking of which is that 1-year-old little girl. The Illinois State Police have taken over this investigation, and so far, at least for now, they have said very little about it publicly. The biggest questions to answer: who did this shooting and why? The crime scene stretched more than a half mile. The white Ford Escape riddled with bullet holes. The unfortunate sign of the tragedy Chicago police investigated late into the night. Illinois State Police say the victims were going northbound on I-57 just after 10:30 Sunday night when the shots were fired at 115th Street. The driver managing to stop at the 111th Street exit. In total, 6 people inside of that Ford Escape were shot. 3 of them died from their injuries. The medical examiner identifying them as 1-year-old Amara Hall, 13-year-old William Smith, and 19-year-old Nasir Hall. Another 14-year-old boy is in the hospital with serious injuries, along with 2 adults.
Jesus Christ, man. And this is just another thing that happened that day. This has gotten zero attention from the black blogosphere, from black YouTube and black Twitter and black Instagram. Zero. Wow, man.
Along with 2 adults.
This is probably the most conflicting and confusing story that I've been around.
Pastor Donovan Price consoled the mother of that 13-year-old boy killed last night.
Just confusion and sadness, and she lay there right there on the ground, as I've done with so many different moms, and just cried and you know, what am I going to do?
We have to help this family, and we have to help ourselves.
Crisis responder Andrew Holmes offering a reward, leading to the arrest of those responsible.
This family is traumatized. Her grandmother is still in the hospital. You got a 14-year-old and a 19-year-old that lost their life due to senseless gun violence and negligence. We don't know if this weapon had a switch on or not, but I do know it was multiple shooters. And we need the public's help in giving up information, the color of this vehicle.
Andrew Holmes just this afternoon offering a $7,000 reward for information that leads to the arrest and conviction of those responsible. You can share any information you might have at the tip line, which is on your screen. It's 1-800-YOU-TELL-US, 883-5.
You tell us.
The public's help for what? So they can arrest them, and when the people go in to get ready to witness, testify, they'll wind up dead. Because you know now how these courts now allow the perpetrators to know who the witnesses are. They'll wind up dead, and you just release them back on the street anyway. So why do you want the public to help you?
Yeah, if I was in Chicago, I would be very apprehensive to help them. Yeah, he's on an ankle monitor and shit. And they give him an ankle monitor, and you fucking bump into him at the fucking gas station and shit. Yeah, it's fucking.
And even if he goes to court, the case goes through, it gets reduced for some reason. Even though they go out and shoot people, the case gets reduced to a misdemeanor or manslaughter or second-degree murder. So then maybe do 5 years, if that. Then they're out on probation, and then not to mention, you know, they're back in the neighborhood again. So I mean, what's the purpose of helping them?
Yeah.
You know, It's
Yeah,
just
it's a big bowl of sad, man. What's up, Crook County, man? What's going on?
What's the word, y'all?
What do you think about this, man?
Nah, it's fucked up. But I mean, sad to say, but like shit happens like this. Not like, well, not, but shit happens like somewhat like this kind of frequently.
Yo.
What happened?
Oh, okay. You talking about you here?
Yeah, man. It's. I just don't want to be resigned to this being like a grandmother, a 14-year-old, a 13-year-old, a 19-year-old, and a 1-year-old all shot while driving down the highway,
Yeah.
and no one knows anything.
Hey, yo,
It's fucked up to see this shit, bro. Cause like I'm for work, especially, I'm always going on like the expressways, I-57, I-90, Dan Ryan, Stevenson, sometimes 290, and yeah, shit like this happens like somewhat frequently. So
Yeah, I know, and it's just
nah, the sad part of this one is the 1 year old, whatever, the 2 year old was unresponsive when the officers even got her.
wow, man.
Yeah, and like they can't tell you that, but yeah, she was unresponsive when the police got on scene.
Yikes, man. Salute to David, man, for the cash app. Salute to Deluxe 247, aka Calvert, aka the real MVP, coming through once again. Um, this shit is just. I mean, it's just fucking bizarre, man.
Teachers in Inglewood are speaking out about the death of a 13-year-old boy. He's one of 3 people killed in a shooting on I-57. WGN's Brona Tumulty is live at Chicago Police Headquarters with more. Brona?
Good evening, guys. Yeah, William Smith was just 13 years old and a student at the Montessori School of Englewood. Today, his classmates and his teachers remembered him, devastated to lose someone they say made everyone else smile.
The teachers are devastated, obviously, but the kids even more so. I asked a question of them today, like, how many of you feel safe in the community? And every single one of them raised their hand to say no.
That's Rita Nolan, executive director of
If golly, that's a dreadful looking woman. But if any of them had said they did feel safe, man, you'd have to fucking get their head checked, man. Like, I mean, what kind of question is that? Do you feel safe? Of course not.
seems like she's very out of touch with her students. Haven't even asked that question.
Yeah, no one feels safe. I mean, like, unless it's just a rhetorical question, I don't know, but who would feel safe here? A kid, too. Most of the killers are young. You're young. Very few of the murders get solved. There's a lot. There's an infinite amount of non-contact shootings where no one gets hit. There's a gazillion where people just get wounded and don't die.
Hey, I think I'm not too sure, but that list of the schools in Illinois that nobody had was efficient in math.
Yeah.
I want to say the Montessori Inglewood was on there.
Oh my God. A Montessori school where no one can do math? That's fucking terrible, man. Not one. Yikes. And that's the part about that story. Like, not one student in the whole fucking school?
I mean, that just shows you how much the parents are failing the kids, bro. Because, like, I mean, I'll say this. My dad, even though he was, like, gone at work most of the time, like, literally he's working. By the time I see him when I get back from school, he'd be sleeping for work because he's working, late night shifts and everything. I mean, if he would see me, he might go down and just, like, sit down, see what I'm doing for homework when I was younger and shit. My mom would do the same thing. I just it's it's not something too crazy, but like it just helps. To see someone gives a shit.
Yeah, I mean, like if your kid can't fucking read, like I mean, can't do math. I mean, how do you sleep at night? I don't know how you sleep at night with that, man. Being
It's because they can't do math themselves.
yeah, but that's not the thing because there's a lot of immigrant parents that can't speak the language and their kids are going to Ivy League schools. It's not about you, whether how good you are. Even slave parents, they're fucking once they were freed from slavery, they wanted their kids to learn how to read and write because they couldn't do it. Like it has nothing to do with the person whether they can read or write. You should want better for your child.
I'll say this too. I a lot of these moms, I'm gonna be honest, and I won't say all, obviously, but like a pretty good amount, I'm pretty sure don't give a damn about like those kids. Like I've rode around, like during work and just seeing like shit. Just for example, like having two kids gets you like over almost like 3 grand in like money for just having those two kids a month. If you apply for this certain thing,
Mm-hmm.
3 kids you get 4 grand, 5 kids you get a certain amount, and then like I deliver for my work. I deliver to a lot of these daycare centers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to a lot of these daycare centers. You're seeing like kids that are barely like, just going to preschool, they're in play school, whatever. And shout out to a lot of the women working those because they actually, they give a damn about those kids. And there's some like older dudes in there. You see like grandpas or whatever helping out and shit. But I've seen some of the moms drop them off and everything, and there's some I can see that they're either professional women or they're actually married, this and that. But I say about like 80% of the time, man, it seems like those mothers are like just happy as hell to drop off those kids, and not happy in the sense like, oh, now I can finally worry about going and get the food and put shit on the table. Like it seems like they just don't care. Like it's just like, oh shit, now I can go and fuck off and do whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, definitely, man.
Teachers are devastated, obviously, but the kids even more so. I asked a question of them today, like, how many of you feel safe in the community? And every single one of them raised their hand to say no.
That's Rita Nolan, Executive Director of the Montessori School of Englewood, talking about her students, classmates of 13-year-old William Smith, who died on Sunday night.
He kept a smile on everybody's face.
Crook County, you still in the building?
What's up?
What's your read on this kid just from looking at him?
Shit, I mean,
Is you talking to me, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I mean, let me cut this water off. That's basically how everybody look, man. All the kids look like this, man.
So this
Even the
don't mean
ones. I mean,
bad or nothing like that because he looked like a hoodlum to me.
no, I mean, he most like off 80-20 that he is, but I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. Even like the lanes, man, they looking like this.
Wow.
I had to see another picture in his profile picture to see if he like, doing a wiping the nose and all the other shit to really tell. But most likely, I feel like this was most likely like they was on live type of stuff and they got their location and they got the type of car they was in and they just lit up the car, didn't know the 1-year-old was in there and all that stuff.
Or didn't
So
care.
I feel like it was targeted. They not gonna lose no sleep about it, but I'm just saying like I know they didn't know that the baby was in there,
Yeah.
But yeah, this was definitely targeted. It wasn't no random thing. This was so they was aiming at somebody, and I'm going with like the 14-year-old versus yeah, I'm going with like the youngest one in this one. But it could be both. It is what it is.
19-year-old was also killed too.
Yeah, but it's like these 14-year-olds, man. They the wild ones, man. The wild ones.
Yeah.
Like 19, yeah, you wild and all that, but like 14 is everything is just like reaction and emotion. It's just quick. They don't care.
The little
Yeah.
shorties are the ones that's going crazy the most, dude.
Yeah, they don't care.
All over the place.
Yeah, these this is
Smith
But like,
died on Sunday
yeah,
night.
okay. Let me look. Yeah, he looked like the usual.
He kept a smile on everybody's face. He was just a great kid.
A tenacious teenager with a quick wit, he's described as someone with a great passion for books.
He loved reading. As I said in the post I made on Facebook, he devoured The Outsiders, and he was reading
God, she looks like Mitch McConnell.
Trevor Noah's new book, Born a Crime, and was really enjoying it.
Balloons floated above his school today, sent up in his memory. The teen was one of 6 people inside this white Ford Escape on Sunday, travelling northbound on I-57. Around 10:30, shots rang out, leaving their vehicle riddled with bullets. It's not clear where they were fired from, but they claimed the lives of not just William, but 19-year-old Nazir Hall and 2-year-old Amara Hall as well. The 3 others in the vehicle, a 14-year-old and 2 adults, survived, but whoever pulled the trigger has yet to be found.
You're nobody. That's right. You're nobody. You don't need to be labeled as a coward or punk or anybody. You're nobody.
Community activists rallying Monday, revealing a $7,000 reward for information leading to an arrest and conviction in the case, saying anyone who protects a killer has blood on their hands.
That person slept in a bed last night on a pillow in somebody's home, and that person probably told those other people in that home what happened. If you know what happened, you're just as guilty as the person who did it if you don't speak up.
Now, state police are leading the investigation because this happened on an expressway. We reached out to them today, and the only new update they had was that they don't believe this was a road rage related incident. They still are unable to tell us, though, where those shots rang out from. We're now live at CPD headquarters. Bruno Thomas.
Jesus Christ. I mean,
She trying to shame him. Shame doesn't live here anymore, man.
Yeah, and I
right.
would like to ask them, what are they going to do when they find out there is a car full of 14 and 16-year-olds?
Yeah, I mean, what can they do? They're gonna probably fucking let them go or something.
Right, and
Man,
that's
that car
and
was a
that's the
stolen
problem.
car full of, like you
Right.
said, 14, 16-year-olds.
Right, and they still
And
letting these violent juveniles out again to continue to do it over and over again. So all that tough talk and anger means nothing.
zero.
Shit, man. My God. Whew. My God.
State police gonna find them though. Actually,
You think
they're
so?
pretty good. Yeah. State police is pretty good. They're gonna follow them cameras, and they're gonna find something. They're gonna follow it. And you know these kids, they don't actually
Right.
plan ahead. They just kind
Yeah.
of just. They probably went to a gas station and had their mask off and was giggling and all the
Yeah.
other shit.
Yeah.
Then got in the car. They're gonna find them, but it's still just gonna be like it's gonna be tough. But
Yeah, definitely they did. Yeah.
And you're looking at now another expressway shooting in Chicago. The bullets claiming the lives of 3 people, including a baby. CBS 2's Tara Molina is live at Comer Children's Hospital. Tara, Illinois State Police are staying tight-lipped today.
Erica, they sure are. They've been tight-lipped really from the very beginning on this. We've been checking in with them throughout the day, but very little information released officially on this so far. We do know that a 3rd child was injured and rushed here to Comer Children's Hospital. We don't know much about their injuries, though. Just after 10:30 on Interstate 57 Sunday night, shots fired at a white SUV with 6 people inside. The driver was able to get off the expressway, stopping near the 111th exit ramp.
You see the glass.
Pastor Donovan Price was at the scene last night.
First of all, it was utter chaos.
3 people hurt, 3 killed. A 19-year-old man, Nasser Hall, a 1-year-old baby girl, Amara Hall, and a 13-year-old boy, Will.
That 19-year-old man, I just it's something about him. I think he might have been I think the 19-year-old was the target.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably 19 might have been the target. And you think that was his daughter, right?
Yeah, it could have been. Damn, that's so fucking sad, man.
Yeah,
If
I
I'm
think that could have been the daughter.
Hey, if I'm right, bro, because I was looking at Chicago media takeout, I think that is actually his daughter.
Oh,
Oh,
that's fucked up.
man.
And the 13-year-old boy actually, he played football for like one of these like the football teams, like in Chicago and like inner
Mm,
city or whatever, the ones that try to keep him off the streets and all that. He
right.
was literally just on the football team this summer. So I don't know.
Wow, man. Fucking crazy, man.
William Smith. One of those injured, a child rushed to Comer Children's. We believe a woman was rushed to U Chicago, but with Illinois State Police sharing very little information, we don't know much about those who were hurt.
Now we're still unsure about information.
How did it start? Was this targeted? Pastor Price said quite a bit is being floated when it comes to answering those questions, but
Road rage and that type of thing. But you only those who are there really know what was going on.
They said it wasn't road rage, man. They said it wasn't road rage. This was just fucking normal son shit, man. Um, let's see this one. Ugh.
The investigation continues into the fatal shooting of a rideshare driver last night. Detectives say his passenger was known to police before the incident.
And WGN's Christine Flores live on the Near West Side with the very latest. Christine?
Oh, good evening. We spoke with the father of the victim whose life was lost in this incident yesterday, and he tells us his son was very family oriented. He was a hard worker and was simply trying to make.
And on Brito, who want to bet that that's that this guy was an Ombrito?
No, he was.
Oh, yeah. I bet you he was an Ombrito.
Spoke with the father of the victim whose life was lost in this incident yesterday, and he tells us his son was very family oriented. He was a hard worker and was simply trying to make a living. The family of 31-year-old Milton Piacela Ayora says they are still trying to wrap their heads around the senseless
He
shooting.
said hardworking, family oriented. Those is cold words, you know what I'm saying? It's cold words. And then and I'm sure that the guy who killed him is a son, man.
That claimed the life of their loved one and injured his passenger.
Hey,
Milton's
you a
father.
pro, man.
Yeah, man. Listen,
You a
man.
pro, man.
It is, man. You got these buzzwords. What do you call context clues, man?
You a pro, man.
Great son who was always there when they needed him, adding he is heartbroken for not being able to be there to protect his son. According to police, it was around 9 o'clock Monday night when Biacela was shot and killed in the 1000 block of West Roosevelt while working as a Lyft driver. Officials say he was driving a 34-year-old passenger when a silver SUV pulled next to them and 4 men opened fire. Ayora.
Shit. So it wasn't even the passenger. It was somebody.
No, they
Jeez.
saw the passenger get in the car.
And they pulled up beside him and sprayed the car. Like they didn't have to do that, man. They didn't have to just. It's like the guy who's driving the car doesn't exist. This is video games and movies, and the guy who's driving the car didn't even exist in their minds.
But it also puts a spin on the lie, how they say the cops are going around hunting sunmen. No, it's sunmen going around hunting other sunmen. That's what the danger is.
I mean, it's obvious right here. I mean, we got 462 people in the building. How many we got on? We got at least 500 people. It's obvious to these people, man, that that's the case. But anybody not watching this, and you know this, AP,
I know.
it's like they live in a fucking alter reality. It's almost as if none of this shit has a dent on their fucking
And
on their worldview.
they'll bring up road rage, they'll bring up carjacking, they'll bring up poverty. Okay, if you're jacking somebody and you want that car, why don't you just tell them to get the hell out and then take the car. But no, these people are just riding up, just shooting and killing people. Has nothing to do with road rage, has nothing to do with carjacking. These people are just straight up murderers. That's all they are.
Yeah, they're murder. These people are fucking killers, man. They're just that fucking guy just doing his fucking job. You know he ain't got shit to do with it, and you still just spray the car like that, man. This shit is
You
fucked
know,
up.
you know, I've been on scenes where like this stuff happens, and sometimes like the rideshare driver survive or whatever. And I was on one where the rideshare driver actually picked up a guy. The guy jumped in the back of the car and was like, "Drive, motherfucker, drive, drive, drive," because he saw the people coming to get him. And she took off, and they opened fire on the car, but they ended up only hitting him. So this could have been the same situation too. Like
Wow.
he jumps in the car on go, you know what I'm saying? And he knows that they behind him and they take off, or you know what I'm saying, they take off a little bit and then it's just light up the car. So it could have been that too.
Yeah, like if you're a fucking Lyft driver in these cities, man, you gotta fucking I don't know how you can discriminate, but you gotta just stop picking up sons, man. You can't pick up sons, man. It'll greatly increase your odds of surviving, man. Just don't pick up no sons, son females, son sister, son teen, nobody. Just don't pick them up, man.
as a Lyft driver. Officials say he was driving a 34-year-old passenger when a silver SUV pulled next to them and four men opened fire. Ayora's black 2020 Acura was riddled with bullet holes. Most of the damage was on the back left side passenger window and door. Ayora was shot in the torso and taken to Stroger Hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. The passenger was shot in his legs and also taken to Stroger in fair condition. A spokesperson with Lyft says, "This is an unspeakable tragedy, and our hearts are with Mr. Ayora's loved ones and everyone impacted by this reprehensible incident. We stand ready to support law enforcement with any investigations and are working to get in touch with Mr. Ayora's family and the rider to offer our support." Milton's father says his son was the oldest of four siblings and has always been the one to support the family financially. He says he gave him a hug during the holidays, not knowing it was going to be his last. Milton's father saying there are some cruel people in this world who can just take a life away. A Milton senior tells us his son worked two jobs. In the mornings, he would work at a restaurant, and in the evenings, he would drive for Lyft. He says the entire family is grieving without him. Reporting live, Christine Flores, WGN News.
But you know what,
Christine.
you know what? Since these companies like Lyft and Uber have these guys working in these high crime cities like that, I think they should pass legislation and make them responsible for providing life insurance and hospital benefits for these guys. Because it's not fair that the taxpayers are on a hook to take care of the victims, and then to these same companies support liberal groups which are for police reform and for criminal, justice reform and all this other stuff. Let them be on the hook to pay for this.
Yeah,
We just
man.
need to clone AP and just thousands of
Hey,
them.
AP, that makes sense. That's way too logical.
Yeah, make
Um,
them be on the hook for this, because think about this guy, even if he has survived, the thousands of dollars it would take, he will not be able to work again.
Mm-mm.
He will be disabled. So that means that he will be on the state taxpayer's disability.
he
Also,
actually
his
only
death,
he actually only got hit in the side, but it was like the death shot.
but
But that
also
rips
too
that
his
rips
death.
everything.
But
Yeah,
also
yeah.
his death, they should be paying for his family to bury him. Now, do you think
They
his
want
family
all
has
that.
money to pay for? I know, but what I'm saying is, if we want to talk about equality and equity, like all the buzzwords they put out, these
Hmm.
companies need to be held liable, because they know that these drivers' lives are at risk, and these drivers are making pennies on a dollar for these companies.
Hmm.
And like he's
Hey,
dead now,
and
so
also,
he's replaceable. It's
and
not
They're
fair.
also,
expendable.
yeah, and what all giving some man some credit. If y'all look at those cars, that car, the grouping was pretty good all the way in the back. I feel like that might have been, he probably got hit last on some when they was running away type thing. Y'all see the
Mm-hmm.
grouping on the door, the back
Mm-hmm.
door?
Yeah, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
Mm.
it was a cluster.
Yeah. So tell me this. Tell me this. You said the death side. What did you mean by that? You said he
Oh,
got
oh,
hit on the death side.
No,
On
no, I said he got a death shot. It was just a death shot, but it
oh,
was one to the side, and I think he got hit in the leg or something like that too. but it
Uh-huh.
was just like that hip shot. It traveled through and it messed him up bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a deadly shot.
Yeah. So
Obviously,
let's see what's going on in St. Louis, man.
Workers report bullet damage at the new City Park soccer complex in downtown St. Louis.
Yeah, Fox 2's Andy Banker shows us it happened at the new parking garage near the new stadium and police headquarters.
And construction workers who are down here putting the finishing touches on everything are the ones who told us about this. And they're really sad to see it at the new parking garage right across the street from police headquarters and the new soccer stadium. Apparent bullet damage, at least 4 holes through that metal screening, which they say is pretty expensive. Police say a worker found 3 projectiles in the garage last Wednesday. A 4th bullet appeared to go through both a screen and the garage's elevator shaft.
That would not stop me from going to a game because you have to live your life anyways. I guess you just have to be cautious about your surroundings.
Wake up call after wake up call after wake up call.
Alderwoman Kara Spencer's reconfigured ward will include parts of downtown after the upcoming elections. Gunfire here has become rampant. Bullet damage is common. Nothing's been reported at the stadium, but police did find ballistic damage to an evidence van right in front of police headquarters. Investigators aren't sure exactly when and where that happened. Spencer is calling for more, better paid police officers and common sense gun laws from a state legislature that allows minors to freely carry firearms.
It is unconscionable that Jefferson City has failed to let the city of St. Louis take action to prohibit children from carrying guns in our streets. We have to be able to fully staff our police department. This is an issue for the entire St. Louis region. If we cannot secure our downtown, we can't have a successful region.
Police report no arrests so far for the damage to the garage. Workers say those screens cost nearly $20,000 each. Andy Banker, Fox 2 News.
You can secure your downtown by locking up the criminals and keeping them there. Somehow she missed that part.
Man, it's such
And
a
all
damn
those,
shame
right,
that I
they
love
always
St.
miss
Louis,
that.
bro. Sorry. My bad.
I mean, it just everywhere you go, it's the same fucking things. So let's see what these clergymen do.
Mike Parson met with Black faith leaders today in Jefferson City to talk about ways to address crime, especially here in St. Louis. Our Missouri Chief Capitol Bureau reporter Emily Manley is the only reporter to speak with both sides following this meeting, and she joins us live from Jefferson City with the exclusive. Emily?
Mandy, the handful of Black faith leaders that met with the governor today said that they wanted to talk to him and get his thoughts on 2 big pieces of legislation, putting the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department under state control and allowing the governor to appoint a special prosecutor.
We don't think the numbers in St. Louis are any different than numbers across the country. But we believe that Kim Gardner is doing the best job that she can.
Oh my God, are you serious? This woman, Uncle Fester, looking at this broad is doing a terrible job. What the fuck is he talking about?
A special prosecutor.
We don't think the numbers in St. Louis are any different than numbers across the country. But we believe that Kim Gardner is doing the best job that she can under the circumstances that she's working in.
St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner has been the target of many discussions this session.
And there's no question St. Louis has got to do a better job, or they're going to continue to have people trying to make sure that force them to do a better job.
Earlier this month, the House passed a bill allowing the governor to appoint a special prosecutor to municipalities with 35 homicide cases per 100,000 people. Last year, the city of St. Louis reported 200 homicides.
There is resources now. If the prosecutor is willing to reach out to the Attorney General's office, could ask for that help. But that hasn't happened.
Because it dispels this myth that there needs to be legislation in order to create a special prosecutor for all the prosecutors around the state, when we know that the real target is Kim Gardner.
The Black faith leaders say St. Louis City has elected Gardner twice to do the job.
If our vote matters, then listen to our vote. We voted. This is the will of the people.
Should never be no easy road to be a criminal. And at the end of the day, that's what they are. and we got to start enforcing the laws.
The other matter at hand, placing the city's police department under state control, similar to Kansas City, where the agency is controlled by a board of police commissioners.
Our legislators are putting laws on the book, making it more difficult for the police to do their jobs.
What they're doing, they're taking the prosecutions out of the black woman's hands, and they're taking the police department out of the black man's hands. So basically, they're telling you guys this is a nice way that these gliders in Missouri are telling these Sun people in St. Louis that, look, we got it. You can't do it. We'll send in our own prosecutor. We'll send in our own commissioner for the police department. That's
She's
all they're
one
doing.
of those Soros people.
Yeah, because they and the clergy's mad because, of course, they think that that's racist because the police chief's a black guy and the prosecutor's a black woman. But they're doing a horrendous, like, they're not doing a bad job. They're doing a dreadful job. They're abysmal.
Kansas City, where the agency is controlled by a board of police commissioners.
Our legislators are putting laws on the book, making it more difficult for the police to do their jobs. And then they turn around and they want to penalize our local police department for not being able to keep things under wrap.
Back in 2012, Missouri voters approved to put the department under control of the mayor's office.
You cannot keep doing the same thing you're doing and the results are getting worse and expect changes not to be made.
Now, the circuit attorney's office says it does have a backlog of 3,500 cases, but none of them are violent crime. The city's police department, though, disagrees. Across the state, over in Jackson County, who oversees Kansas City, says it doesn't have a backlog of cases at all. Reporting live tonight from Missouri State Capitol Bureau in Jefferson City, I'm Emily Manley, Fox 2 News.
What's up?
I saw a video. It was like African Americans tell the truth, and it was you and a couple other guys. It's like a year-old video.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was you and a couple other guys talking.
Yeah, I don't know what video you're talking about. Send it to me so I can see it. Yeah, send it to me so I can see it, man. This is, oh my God, this is just so fucking sad, man. Oh my God. Oh yeah, let's check. Oh, here we go. Ooh, shit, this was dangerous.
A grandmother is dead after being stabbed to death in her home in South St. Louis. Fox 2's Ala Arabi has the latest from police on the suspect.
A man is in custody tonight after allegedly stabbing his own grandmother. Police say the 19-year-old called the police station Tuesday morning at 10:30, saying he stabbed his grandmother. Officers responded and discovered the 80-year-old woman unresponsive and bleeding from the neck and chest inside the residence at the 4100 block of Weber Road. EMS pronounced her dead at the scene, and the suspect, the 19-year-old, was taken into custody. Neighbors of the woman did not wish to speak on camera, but told us she was a sweet and quiet woman who kept to herself and never bothered anybody. No word from police on what may have led to the stabbing or if there were any previous calls to this address. The Homicide Division responded and assumed this ongoing investigation. In South St. Louis, Ala Arabi, Fox 2 News.
Dang. Shit. This story right here, man. This story right here. This one right here, tough one, man.
Club volleyball team is calling for support and prayers after Janae Edmondson was hit by a car over the weekend in downtown St. Louis. Janae Edmondson lost both of her legs in the crash. Her coach says she's in critical condition but stable.
She underwent another surgery a day ago, so she got through that surgery, and she's still got a lot to overcome.
The community is coming together to show their support, and a GoFundMe is set up to help with expenses when she goes home.
The GoFundMe has been as valuable in not just the finances, but the messages that are being relayed, where the money's coming from. A 12-year-old kid who wears number 10 giving us $10. a team who said, "Hey, we played Janae last week. We want to honor her." Like it's been great.
Police arrested the driver, 21-year-old Daniel Riley. We are told Riley was awaiting trial for an armed robbery in July of 2022 and had been on house arrest, and according to court documents, violated the terms numerous times. A spokesperson for the circuit attorney's office said that the court was aware of Riley's violation and the decision to keep him out on bond was the judge's decision.
So that judge should be fucking flogged first, and then he should be fucking liable. I mean, I guess you can't do it because if you make judges liable for this shit, the precedent you open up. But god damn that judge, fuck that judge.
An exclusive interview, Missouri Governor Mike Parson is calling for justice.
It is a serious crime, and you see what happened on a price that young lady paid for. She's going to lose both her legs. And unfortunately, when people hear those stories in our state, it's never a good day for the state of Missouri as a whole, let alone just the St. Louis region. But, people's going to have to be held accountable, and we're going to have to go back to the days when repeat offenders, violent offenders, are taken off the streets of our state.
Meanwhile, the volleyball
Hey, hold on.
players,
This
family,
governor,
and friends want
this governor makes way too much sense. He a Republican?
Yeah, he's definitely a Republican. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. He's just making way too much sense.
And
Okay,
that's what
cool,
the
cool.
liberals do. Say, okay, in Missouri you got Kansas City a shithole, and you got St. Louis a shithole, and they say, well, that's the Missouri's so violent, but it's run by Republicans. And
Yeah,
really,
they do that. They do that with Mississippi too.
yeah, they try to say
Yeah,
that.
you know what I'm saying? But like, I will say this, right? Illinois, Chicago, crime, blah, blah, blah. But our second worst city is East St. Louis.
Yeah, and that's 94%, I think, black.
Yeah, but that's our second worst city. And that's basically St. Louis, like
Yeah,
baby fucking sister.
yeah, it's right all the way on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
This girl, man, I mean, this shit is just fucking sad, man. This is just fucking. This story really got me fucking.
An emotional plea from the parents of a 17-year-old nearly killed by a reported reckless driver who they think should have already been locked up. Fox Files investigator Chris Hayes was in court when the victim's parents pleaded with the judge to keep that suspect locked up, and he joins us now with an update. Chris.
Mandy, the girl's parents traveling here from Nashville for a volleyball tournament in St. Louis. Their daughter, a promising athlete who was just accepted to the University of Tennessee Southern, now on a ventilator. Her mom and dad told a judge just a few hours ago they're struggling to find the words to tell their daughter she has no legs.
Jesus Christ. She doesn't even know she has no legs yet.
Wait. She was visiting?
There's a volleyball tournament in St. Louis.
So she was driving with friends.
No, she was walking across the street with her family downtown. And this
Oh
fucking
man, this is terrible.
just
No, this is
fucking blew
terrible.
a red light and pinned her against another car. She lost her. I guess she didn't know yet, but she doesn't know she lost her legs yet.
They're struggling to find the words to tell their daughter she has no legs. They were walking with their 17-year-old daughter here on St. Charles Street downtown when they heard a speeding car and the victim yelled at her dad, "Step back." This is surveillance video of the scene without the graphic pictures. The parents cried to.
He's downtown and he's just blowing red lights. Like, and just running into shit. Just boom. Like, what the fuck is... And this is indicative of their other behavior. Like, this is how you shoot up a fucking car full of people. This is how you shoot up a club. This is how you know...
Hey, Ike, you ever been to St. Louis?
I've been to Clayton. Yeah, I was in St. Louis, but I was mainly in Clayton. Yeah.
You know, downtown St. Louis at nighttime, it's literally no foot traffic. So this is really bad to think about it.
Well, lately they've changed it because they built up their downtown a little bit more. There's more to do down there.
How long ago have they done that?
In the last 5 years.
Okay, cool. I probably ain't been in 5 years. Okay, all right.
video of the scene without the graphic pictures. The parents cried to a judge that one of their daughter's legs was torn off and that it took every ounce of dad's 11 years in military experience to keep his daughter alive using the
One of her legs, so they had to see her leg torn off, and he had to give her first aid on the scene. AP, help me out with this one, man.
Yep. What's up? I don't
I
know, man.
mean, like the recklessness that these young sons have, to just be downtown, just flying through red lights downtown. Like, I thought you were being hunted. I thought you had to keep a low profile to stay off the police radar so
No,
you
what
don't
I'm
get
angry
killed
at
in this
is the
town.
people who keep allowing these people out on the street. He should never have been out on the street in the first place.
Well, the family's begging the judge to not release him this time because apparently the judge is about to release him for this. Not drop the charges, but release him from prison, from jail on this.
It's hard. Like, so the laws with, like, when driving and hurting someone, if you don't kill them and if you're not drunk, if they can't prove that it was like an aggravated DUI, it's kind of hard to keep people locked up for
Let's
this.
just imagine that if this was a police officer and he did this, what were the do you think the judge
No,
would
it's
be
different.
releasing
It's
him?
different. It's different. So,
No,
like,
no, it will be anger, it will be
no,
protests,
100%,
everything.
100%.
Right?
So,
Yeah.
like, police officers, like, we're held to a different standard. With citizens, right? Accidents happen. That's how, like, literally every police officer comes to a scene when a person hit, blah, blah, blah. And the whole thing is accidents happen. But when we do something, it's literally the end of the fucking world. And we know that. And it's kind of
Right.
crazy, but it's cool.
off, and that it took every ounce of dad's 11 years. One of their daughter's legs was torn off, and that it took every ounce of dad's 11 years in military experience to keep his daughter alive using the belts of people nearby. Some question how the defendant, Daniel Riley, was even out of custody. He's charged with an August 2020 robbery that was set for trial July 2022. But
Her whole
Judge
life is literally fucking changed.
Judge noted the witness
Right.
and victim timely appear, defense ready, state announces not ready. So this guy committed a robbery in August of 2020. It's it's February of 2023. And remember, I used to say this. They give you an ankle monitor and a 2023 court date. I used to say that all the time in the past
Nah,
years.
yeah, you definitely did.
And it's 2023 and he still hasn't gone to trial.
But in honesty, look at that. They say victim defense is ready, state announces not ready. You know what that means, right?
Tampering, witness tampering.
No, state. The state.
Oh,
That
the
means like the
state, yeah.
prosecutors are
Prosecutor
not
not
ready.
ready. Yeah.
So that is the state of Missouri's fault. That's
Exactly.
not his defense. So that's
Yeah.
them being like, no, we'll push this to the side because there's probably so many murders that have been built up. There's probably so many shootings that have been built up, and they don't have enough people.
And that's why they say and bring in the special prosecutors, man, for the
Right.
state.
And that's but some people got too much pride and they don't want to release St. Louis to the Republican.
This fucking guy has been home. He's been on the streets all this fucking time. He's been violating his ankle monitor, violating his house arrest or whatever.
All right, in all actuality, in the real world, right? Let's say this was 2015. 2015 August, he commits a robbery. By December 2019, he's had trial already. By December 2019, he already been convicted and sentenced. For a robbery, he's probably gonna get 6 to 8 years. He wouldn't have been out right now,
Yeah,
and that
that's
girl would have
crazy.
had her legs.
That's fucking crazy, man. I mean, ripped her leg off on this. Her family had to see that, see her leg
Yo,
over
do
there.
you understand? Like I've seen some bad crashes. To rip a girl's leg off, this was bad. This was really, really bad.
And if her dad hadn't been a fucking Marine who knew how to tie tourniquets and shit,
Nah, he
he'd
didn't
have
do
fucking
anything. So he didn't save her leg. So the tourniquet didn't like his belt action didn't do anything,
but
unfortunately.
her blood kept her from bleeding out though, probably.
Makeshift tourniquets. If you do some research on makeshift tourniquets, so makeshift tourniquets usually do more harm than they do well.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Like look it up though, because I used to think that shit too. I used to be like, all right, tie a shirt around and do a belt, but they said that it's like they had done like studies on it. So makeshift tourniquets usually do more harm than they do well.
Wow.
Neil Riley was even out of custody. He's charged with an August 2020 robbery that was set for trial July 2022. But on that trial date, the judge noted witnesses and victim timely appear, defense ready, state announces not ready. Defendant Riley also reportedly violated his GPS monitoring 51 times, 10 violations in the last month. On an
All right. He
average
shouldn't have
of
been on the
once
fucking
every
street.
3 days. Yet
He violated his GPS monitoring 51
Nah,
times.
all right. This shit shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't have happened.
Hey, honestly, a lot of guys like, cause there's a lot of guys like this. Obviously, I've done a bunch of stories on guys like this. Like, man, this is like death row worthy shit. I put this motherfucker to die. He changed this
He's
girl's
not
life,
gonna.
bro.
He's not gonna touch death row.
I know, but he should. Like, he
But
changed this girl's life.
he didn't kill her. He's not gonna touch death row. All right. So 51 times. That's insane.
I mean, it's maddening, man, because you got to hear about these guys, how when it's a one off like Tyree, the whole community rallies around these guys, and oh my God, they have it so rough. They can't even fucking drive down the street without the police fucking with
Like
them.
it's a third side to that Tyree Nichols thing too, right?
Nah, what are you talking about?
It's gonna be more to that story.
Okay, hopefully it's covered by the mainstream because I don't want to hear Twitter rumors and shit.
No. I'm talking about when they go to court and all that other
Yeah,
stuff. Like
that's what
it's
we
gonna be
see.
more to that. It's gonna be other angles. It's gonna be because when you hear something, I learned this from you. When everyone's agreeing with something, it's got to be more to the story.
Yeah.
Hey, I looked up the issue on the tourniquets. You can't leave them on too long. The purpose is
No, makeshift
yeah,
tourniquets.
even makeshift tourniquets. It's good to stop the bleeding, but you just can't leave them on too long. That's the issue is when they're left on too long.
So when we learned about the tourniquet situation, they actually stated to us like makeshift tourniquets have a higher percentage of losing that limb than like a much higher percentage of losing that limb if you know what I'm saying. Obviously, you have a real tourniquet, but if you don't do anything, type of thing. I
So
don't
what
know.
is it? Put pressure on it. What's the alternative? Put pressure on the wound.
All right, so when you're using a tourniquet, it's because of like you have that gushing blood, right?
Mm.
So you got like blood like flowing out, it's bright red, you know what I'm saying? It's coming out. And that's when you're supposed to use a tourniquet. And it's supposed to be a certain amount of inches above the wound and everything like that. But for pressure, like pressure bandages and stuff like that, that's more so like a head injury or like that's like a slow or a blunt force trauma type of a slow blood. It's a slow blood circuit. Tourniquets are used to stop the blood for like when shit is like gushing out.
Puncture wound.
Yeah,
Like
it's
a
like
leg
when it's
coming off.
gushing. Yeah, not a leg coming off like.
There's
So
really
that's a
nothing you can do right there.
no.
Then,
It's not.
like,
It's really nothing you can do. But police officers, they are taught like to like do something for optics. You know.
mm-hmm. Yeah, to make the
Yeah.
person feel good.
Yeah.
Cause
Yeah. Make the person feel good. Make your shit look good on video. But like In all actuality, if a motherfucking leg is cut off, we just try to get that leg to the goddamn hospital as fast as you get to the hospital to see if they can save it.
Salute the yeah, definitely. Salute the cash cow, man. Cash cow says the judges are really punishing the civilians. What did we do wrong? Yeah, this is crazy.
I mean, you
Jordan,
voted for the judges.
exactly. Jordan Turner says a small donation to the Akatunde Maximum Penitentiary Fund. My apologies if I spelled your name wrong. Nah, salute to you, man. Salute, man. Yeah, make sure you hit the PayPal, Cash App, Super Chat, support the channel, man. This is this is this is a Sun City, Sun Mayor, Sun Police Chief, Sun Prosecutor, Sun Fire Battalion Chief,
Hold
Sun
on,
everything,
you said something mayor, right?
Sun Mayor, Sister Mayor, Sun Sister Mayor.
Yeah, that was like said that what is gunshots was her lullaby.
Yeah, exactly. She goes to sleep with gunshots at night.
An August 2020 robbery that was set for trial July 2022. But on that trial date, the judge noted witnesses and victim timely appear, defense ready, state announces not ready. Defendant Riley also reportedly violated his GPS monitoring 51 times, 10 violations in the last month, on an average of once every 3 days, yet Riley remained free. The circuit attorney's office responded saying it was aware of Riley's violations, but the decision to keep him out on bond was the judge's. The prosecutor spokesperson added the victim in Riley's armed robbery case died, but the judge planned to move ahead with the trial, and that's why prosecutors say they said they weren't ready and then refiled the robbery charges to pursue the case without the victim. In
Yeah,
response to
the
the
truth
circuit
came out.
attorney's office comment regarding
The truth came out. You hear that? The
Yeah,
victim of the robbery case died. So he probably robbed another, you know what I'm saying, son gangbanger or whatever, and the son
yeah,
gangbanger died with gun violence, gun
yeah,
violence with quotations. So that shit was over with. But 51 times of violations, if literally if you make that zero tolerance, you would deter so much recidivism on the uh, like you were literally deter a lot of that violence if it was zero tolerance like it should be. If you violate this ankle monitor, your ass coming back to fucking jail. That's
yeah,
it.
man. I mean, like and especially like 51 times. Like if you violate your ankle monitor 50 times, you got to go back to jail. Period, man. That like I, I mean, if you want to be woke and let people go for like one or two, but not 51, man. Come on, man. What the fuck is going on?
it
Just
being the
three
judge's
strikes you out.
decision to keep the suspect
Yeah.
backed out on bond. The court says judges are not notified of GPS violations. Only the attorneys of record are notified. Riley pleaded not guilty to the new charges against him related to this reckless driving crash and driving without a license. The judge denied him bond to the parents' relief. Those parents declined to talk on camera for now because of the tremendous trauma they're facing. Mandy,
Yeah. They gotta fucking tell that girl when she wake up, she ain't no fucking legs. Mm, mm, mm. My God, man. Jesus Christ, man. These people are fucking. I mean, God, we fucking savages, man. We are fucking. We aren't fit for this society because we wouldn't have cars, we wouldn't have guns, we wouldn't have none of that stuff. So it's like we're in a fucking fucked up spot because it's all this shit that we wouldn't have never created, man. Give me another city, man. Let's see. Let's see what else is going on around the country, man. Jesus Christ. And we do have PayPal. PayPal link is in the description box. All the links in the description box of the video. We do have PayPal. I heard somebody say we don't have PayPal. You have PayPal for 5 years now, man. There's no there's no there's no there's, all the links in the description box. Mm. We did Seattle the other day, man. Austin. Mm. Austin. That's a woke city right here, man. Jesus Christ.
While the mayor and city council were in the working session talking about police contracts, the attorneys for Anthony Marquise Franklin were outside City Hall begging for justice. Franklin was shot and killed by 3 APD officers last month. Fox 7 Austin's Amanda Ruiz is joining us live outside City Hall with more on that. Amanda.
No.
Yes, Mike, the attorneys are calling what happened murder and want the officers responsible to be held accountable.
Mr. Franklin did not deserve to die.
It's a simple.
Oh God, this motherfucker, Bakari Sellers. Remember him from CNN? I seen him on a lot of these things lately, man. I think they got rid of him at CNN. This is his new job, man. Just running around doing this shit.
Mr. Franklin did not deserve to die.
It's as simple as that for the attorneys of Anthony Franklin's family, who are fighting for justice after he was shot to death by 3 Austin police officers.
That incident was unjustified. We believe it was murder.
Shortly before midnight on January 15th, police were looking for a man with a gun after receiving multiple 911 calls saying someone was shooting near Lavaca and 5th Street.
There's a guy shooting.
Police say there were 3.
Okay, so they didn't pull his name out of a hat. It's a chaotic scene. When you hear this, man, Crook County, you're headed over there like a bat out of hell, right?
Yeah, man. This the instinct. You're flying.
There's a guy shooting.
5th Street.
There's a guy shooting.
Police say there were 3 officers.
You know we
searching
don't
on
hear
the
that
APD
too.
utility.
You know that, right?
You don't hear that.
Yeah, we don't hear that. It's weird. Like we get the call, shots fired, male, blah
Shots
blah blah.
fired,
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
Shooting near Lavaca and 5th Street.
There's a guy shooting.
Police say there were 3 officers searching on an APD utility vehicle when they saw 30-year-old Anthony Franklin, who they claimed matched the shooter's description.
Show me your hands!
In the footage, an unidentified man jumps over a ledge, followed by Franklin holding a gun.
I mean, what the fuck? All this shit, all these stories we covered, and you got this big, tall fucking ape over here fucking complaining about this. This is the one that these fucking apes right here in suits are fucking bent out of shape about. This is the guy that's got them all bent out of shape. This is the guy whose case is like, yo, this can't happen. All the fucking stories I showed you today, just today.
This is the line drawn in the sand.
Yeah, this is where this. All right, this is where this buck stops here. These are apes in suits, man. I mean, I hate to say it, man. I'm a Sun man too. These are literally apes in suits who've been taught to speak a language. That they've been taught a language that basically just apes in suits. It's that simple, man. If this is the one that they're fucking been out of shape, and I'm just talking about all the stories in just St. Louis and just in fucking on Austin. I mean, like, just think about, we haven't done every single city. We haven't done all 10,000 cities tonight. We've done a few of the cities tonight. Think about if we did all 10,000 cities just today, just the cases for today. This is what these fucking guys found to be bent out of shape about. These are apes. And if they're men, they have the brains of apes, because this is just a repeated behavior. This is not a one-off. Every fucking big case that's national in the black community is some fucking degenerate Sun man tussling with cops or running from cops or fucking shooting somebody and getting shot by cops. And the women are no different. They're the main advocates for this shit. They're apes too. They're she-boons too.
And like literally, the black community has had 2 black officers that did everything right in the last week, that's been gunned down, and one has been gunned down by goddamn glider.
Yep.
The other one was gunned down at a goddamn library. And these are some men that did everything right and chose to be a part of a profession that was led by white supremacy and make a change, be the change. And they got killed.
And so have these guys got fucking degrees. This guy Bakari Sellers got like a fucking 5 degrees. Shit,
It
PhDs.
don't matter if you're if you're drinking the tea of the mainstream, like it really don't matter. Like I don't think a lot of these guys believe everything that they say.
No, don't. But it's still ape-like behavior because you're doing it. You're still like, think about it, man. These guys live in the community that they're representing is in fucking free fall. I mean, it is bad.
Mr. Franklin did not deserve to die.
It's as simple as that for the attorneys of Anthony Franklin's family, who are fighting for justice after he was shot to death by 3 Austin police officers.
That incident was unjustified. We believe it was murder.
Shortly before midnight on January 15th, police were looking for a man with a gun after receiving multiple 911 calls saying someone was shooting near Lavaca and 5th Street.
There's a guy shooting.
Police say there were 3 officers searching on an APD utility vehicle when they saw 30-year-old Anthony Franklin, who they claimed matched the shooter's description.
Show me your hands!
In the footage, an unidentified man jumps over a ledge, followed by Franklin holding a gun. Franklin, father of 3 daughters, was shot and killed that night by
Who gives a fuck how many daughters this fucking guy's got? Gives a shit.
3
he didn't.
police officers.
You don't shoot a man in the back.
Great point. He didn't give a fuck about how many daughters he had.
Shot and killed that night by 3 Austin police officers.
You don't shoot a man in the back, especially when he's down on the ground. That's exactly what happened.
The attorneys of Franklin's family are calling his death unjustified.
His gun didn't go off. He didn't pull the gun. He wasn't a threat to the officers. He clearly jumped over.
He was only chasing another guy with a gun. They didn't shoot the first guy that came over the fucking ledge.
A rail fell to the ground and was shot and killed. And he was shot multiple times.
Police say they gave Franklin several commands to drop his weapon, claiming Franklin did not comply and ran away from police. His attorneys ask, where's the evidence proving Franklin was ever the shooter they were looking for?
We haven't seen any evidence that he was that shooter. The simple fact is you have 3 daughters who no longer have a father. And respectfully, guns are quite prevalent in the Texas community. And having a gun on your person is not a death sentence crime.
The family wants justice, and that comes in the form of a fair trial for the officers, something the attorneys believe should have been given to Franklin.
We believe these officers committed a crime. Arrest them, book them, charge them. Give them the same fair treatment under the law that he should have gotten.
Now the attorneys of Franklin will be hosting a lawsuit in the upcoming weeks. I'll send it back to you in studio.
Jesus fucking Christ. Salute to True Business, man. He says, yo, shout out to the cash cow. From the jungle to where we are, baby. Life exists when you feel pain. Don't get caught slipping. Just saying. Yeah, man. Salute to my man, Eric S, man, coming through once again, man. Salute to you, bro. Coming through once again, man. And salute to hold on, let me get this one. Salute to Benedict, man. My man Benedict coming through again. I mean, for the first time. Salute to you, Benedict, man. Yeah, this is just fucking crazy. This shit is maddening, man. I ain't even gonna lie, man. This shit is maddening.
With negotiations at a standstill, Austin police officers are a little more than a month away from possibly working without a contract. Today, the Austin City Council met in an effort to hammer out a stopgap solution. Fox 7 Austin's John Krinjak joins us in studio with a look at what is being proposed and how the police union is responding tonight. John.
Yeah, Rebecca, a majority of the council is insisting on only negotiating a one-year contract. The police union wants 4. So while they're totally deadlocked on that point, council members say they are trying to reassure officers that things will be okay, even if they end up working without a contract.
This is not a substitute for a contract.
Oh God, you got the fucking Patel on the city council and shit. Fucking bunch of fucking women, Patel, woman.
On Tuesday, Austin City Council took up a proposal aimed at giving cops stability if and when their contract expires at the end of next month.
Many of our police officers are now faced with.
And then this is what the fucking glider man is. This fucking limp dick piece of shit.
A lot of uncertainty.
The ordinance would preserve pay and benefits for officers as stipulated under the current contract, along with a separate objective, solidifying the authority of the Office of Police Oversight to investigate misconduct.
I think that, talking about safety and also asking for oversight are not two separate things.
On Tuesday, Mayor.
Always talking about oversight. Fuck oversight. Safety.
Not two separate things.
On Tuesday, Mayor Kirk Watson also proposed increasing base wages by 4% and adding a pay incentive for maintaining certain staffing levels.
For us to be in a situation where we can attract and retain police officers.
But members agree this falls far short of an actual contract. Last week, the Austin Police Association walked away from negotiations after council refused to take up a 4-year contract, a majority instead supporting a 1-year deal, citing 2 upcoming police-related ballot propositions.
To pay respect to the people of this city when there's a vote coming up in May as it applies to oversight.
In a statement, APA President Thomas Villarreal saying its board has always been open to having conversations around long-term contracts.
These fuckers, man. I hate these people, man. I hate these people. These people suck, man. You got a fucking crime problem, just like, oh my God, Jesus Christ.
Loved ones of a man who was shot and killed at an East Austin gas station gathered this evening to call for justice. They held a protest outside the Shell on East MLK in Springdale. It was in that
East MLK in Springdale. Could have an MLK Boulevard in East Austin. And now they're protesting at the gas station where the guy was killed. I mean, it's almost like the sudden brain creates the same situation everywhere. It doesn't matter where you put us on this globe. We create the same conditions.
They held a protest outside the Shell on East MLK in Springdale. It was in that parking lot that Marquise Demps was shot and killed exactly a month ago. Police say Demps entered the store and got into an altercation with 2 workers, showing a knife and trashing the store. But it was after
I know y'all seen those videos. I showed y'all those videos where the fucking son sister goes in there, her EBT card declines, and she trashes the store. So the son man pulled that move, man. You're a man, though. It may work a little different when you're a fucking 300-pound son sister in a moo-moo and a fucking bonnet. You're not as threatening. But you a son man with a knife trashing the store. Yeah, you're a fucking threat. Right, Marcy? Right?
A little bit more threatening, you know. But yeah, I say it's all the same. Just one big aggravation.
Yeah, fucking ape. Salute to Milf Mandy, man. She says, thanks for the best show on YouTube. I'm working but listening and lurking. Yeah, man. Salute to everybody that's listening while they're working, man. Overnight shift people, man. Salute to y'all.
Demps walked back out to his car.
Hold on, let
The
me bring
police
this back.
store and got into an altercation with two workers, showing a knife and trashing the store. But it was after Demps walked back out to his car that police say employee Yasin Naz shot him several times.
Because he probably said he was going to get something, right?
Probably, but I mean, when you present a knife, you've already shown. I think you're already showing yourself to be a threat at that point, because you can kill, especially you're inside a convenience store. You can kill someone pretty quickly because the distance is so short.
No, but I think the Sun Man said out of his own big bubble lips, I'm going to get a gun and I'm going to come back and shoot you. Because this guy, why would he follow him? Why would he fucking shoot him after he left? Unless the Sun Man said, I'm going to come back.
Yeah. You know when you say, you know, never ask some man to leave. I always wonder what happened if you asked him to leave and you tracked him and see where he's going, because you don't want the company. Obviously, if he comes back, he may come back and shoot the place up or shoot somebody. So somebody be a safer bet to actually track him to see where he goes after he leaves.
Some of these things is
you know, the words won't be enough. So if he said, I'm gonna come back and shoot you, and he walking away, you can't shoot him.
No doubt. I mean, I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, what was going on in his mind? Like, I'm not thinking legally when the Sun Man has just menaced me with a knife and trashed my store, and he says,
so you can shoot him. You can shoot him if he menacing you with the knife, and he got the means, and he got the warrant, and he got everything. You know what I'm saying? He got the ability to do so. You can shoot him if he come at you or take a step towards you. But the whole I'll be back and walk away, and if you shoot, then that Patel is in the wrong.
Yeah, that's just so fucked up, man.
But it was after Demps walked back out to his car that police say employee Yasin Naz shot him several times. Naz was charged with first-degree murder, but earlier this month was released from jail on a $250,000 bond, a quarter of the amount originally set. Demps' family and friends are calling his release unjust, pushing back against claims the
first-degree murder won't hold up.
They probably overcharged him because they figured that it was probably something that was justified, and that it may get tossed out.
Yeah, first-degree murder won't hold up. That'll be like a second-degree or manslaughter.
Friends are calling his release unjust, pushing back against claims the shooting was in self-defense and calling for the family-owned store to be shut down.
We're just now realizing that he is out on bond on a leg monitor at home after
like 1,000 sons in your city. 1,000 of them. Yeah.
Hey, wait, and then they fought for that law because it just takes for one person it takes for that individual to say like it was self-defense, and then now the whole case is turned to you have to prove, like the state has to prove that self-defense did not like it wasn't in that case. You know what I'm saying? They got to prove that self-defense did not exist, you know?
Right. Yeah,
versus the burden of evidence of him actually committing a homicide, you know?
Yeah.
That's a law that some people fought for.
Exactly. And they fought for fucking being home on a fucking ankle monitor too. They just thought it was gonna be for them. They thought it was only gonna be just us. Nah, it's justice.
Doing something so brutal.
We do want him to go back to jail. We do want something to happen to him for this. This is not what we want. We know what happened here. The police know what happened here. Otherwise, the man wouldn't have been charged. I actually just want justice for my brother. But at the end of the day, Black lives matter. My brother lives matter. And he's
only because the fucking guy who shot him was a Patel. If the fucking guy who shot him wasn't a fucking Patel, they wouldn't be mentioning Black Lives Matter. They wouldn't be protesting. They wouldn't be asking for the place to be shut down. These people are fucking crazy, man. It's like just the race of the guy being. I mean, they literally can stand 200-300 people being killed, black people being killed in their city every year. And the one where it's this guy, after he's been provoked and fucking menaced and fucking pushed to the limit, then they're fucking protesting and talking about Black Lives Matter. These people are fucking insane. And I'm a son. I got a son mind too, man. My brain is sun. I have a sun brain. I'm not fucking no glider, man, or no Patel or no Tiger. I have a sun man brain. It takes a lot to rewire that shit and the software update that shit to not be just like these people, man. So I know I have a sun brain too, man. God, these people are fucking bizarre, man. Salute to Diltberg. Yeah, he says, I had believed when safe cities experienced spiraling chaos and crime as the result of BLM and CRT, with some 15K to 20K extra sun bodies since 2012, politicians will reverse. Nope, woke is a cult. Yeah, they don't care about those bodies. These people are fucking insane. The only thing they care about is this guy's race. The only factor in this is the race of the shooter. They don't give a fuck about that guy that's dead. I promise you they don't give a fuck about him.
That's a tribal mindset.
I mean, CRT has not affected the black community yet. That, like, we have not been affected by CRT. I'm not saying that CRT is a fucking good thing, but CRT is not the issue in the black community.
The specter of it, though, is the specter of it down the pike, coming down the pike. Got a lot of black people talking a lot of stupid shit, too, though.
I mean, we were all raised on that same talk, though.
I was gonna say,
like that same talk.
Wouldn't CRT be considered this almost like the standard of what's in the black community?
So CRT is what we have been taught by our uncles and cousins at the playground and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's been around for a long time. But I'm just saying, like, legitimizing it, that can be an issue. But I'm talking about as of right now, CRT is not an issue in the black community.
No doubt.
It's like that's one thing that gliders have like noticed, like this is a bad idea, and they kind of jumped in front of that issue. That's the only issue that gliders jumped in front of.
It all sounded like crap. It all sounded like crap when I heard it. Even when I was a little kid, it just didn't make much sense.
Yeah, it's all
I mean, that was my dad. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you kind of gotta see, you gotta live by experience, you know.
Yeah, these people are so fucking racist, man. Salute to MSS66, man, from over in Europe, man. True Business says, you have to prove that your dreads won't get caught in my machinery. Other than that, my insurance won't let me hire you. Just saying. Damn. That's some crazy shit. This is crazy, man. These people are so fucking racist. Saverick says CRT is a tool used to warp the weak-minded.
Him several times.
Realizing that he is out on bond on a leg monitor at home after doing something so brutal.
We do want him to go back to jail. We do want something to happen to him for this. This is not what we want. We know what happened here. The police know what happened here. Otherwise, the man wouldn't have been charged. I actually just want justice for my brother. But at the end of the day, Black lives matter. My brother's lives matter.
Translation: they want him dead.
He was took from us.
Longtime customers have come to Naz's defense, saying he would never hurt anyone unless he felt he was in danger. We should note Naz has not been indicted for the killing, and Fox 7 reached out tonight to Naz's brother.
Oh, he hasn't been indicted for the killing. Okay.
Nah,
So
this goes back to that weird line in the sand where you end up in the goddamn Atlantic Ocean. Like this is where we draw the line. She said that was brutal. Come on, bro.
no, that
This
wasn't
St.
brutal.
Louis. This is St. Louis.
No, this is Austin, Texas.
Even well, shit, Austin is fucked up too. This is Austin, Texas.
This is anywhere sons are.
And his attorney for comment, but we haven't heard back.
This is literally
Loved ones of a man who was shot and killed at an East Austin.
Literally, there's no fucking difference between this place and any other city because so they have an MLK Boulevard where a Sun man was acting a jackass at a fucking gas station and he got his ass smoked. And there's nothing different between
This the fact that she used the word brutal. And we can look at stories where babies have been fucking shot and brutalized and beat up, blunt force trauma and all this other shit. And they won't use those type of words. You know what I'm saying?
No, they won't. They're apes.
Last week, the body of 30-year-old Jason John was found in Lady Bird Lake.
He disappeared a week earlier after a night out with friends on Rainey Street. But this isn't the first time this has happened to a young man in the city's popular nightlife district.
In tonight's Crime Watch, Fox 7 Austin's Shannon Ryan spoke with one family member who says John's death brings back painful memories.
Single mother, 4 kids, you know, and it was like I raised him. That kid was my best friend in the world. You know, he couldn't tear us apart. We were like gravity together.
3 years after his brother Martin disappeared from Rainey Street and was found dead in Lady Bird Lake,
It was like talking in a mirror.
Mitchell Gutierrez retraced his own footsteps,
I can empathize. I don't understand his pain, but I've been there.
helping Rinju John
It is the worst nightmare for a family.
search for his own brother, Jason.
I was just by myself. Just trying to I just do my part because I wish I would have had somebody like me helping during my time with Martin. Somebody who knew, unfortunately knew.
Jason, who had also spent the night out with friends on Rainey,
God, I was hoping I was wrong, but
was found dead in the lake earlier this month.
seeing Jason's family go through the same it's tough. It just tears apart everything that I've worked, therapy and everything to get back to me. It's just not changing. You know, I just want change. Something to happen. The city needs to do something. Ignoring is not an option anymore. It never was.
Mitchell begged city leaders to install better lighting and cameras around the nightlife district after his brother's death. They never did.
And it hit like a truck. Like it never stopped. It's like just ripped off the Band-Aid and everything was back. And that's because nothing's been done.
Now Mitchell is helping Jason's family push for the same things.
Can't sit on our anymore. Can't. We can't. People are dying.
On Rainey Street, Shannon Ryan, Fox 7 Crime Watch.
You see how normal that story was? It just seemed like a whole different species of people, man. It literally didn't seem like they're the same species as some people, man. It literally seemed like a different fucking species, man.
And talking about that, these street takeovers have really intensified that already complex situation about talks between the city and the police department's labor contract. Fox 7 Austin Shannon Ryan live in East Austin near police headquarters with that part of the story. Shannon.
Yeah, Mike, well, the police union and other advocates say this really highlights a public safety issue within the city, whereas police reform advocates that we spoke with say these groups are merely trying to capitalize on these events in the midst of contentious contract negotiations.
4 weekend streetcar takeovers in Austin, including the city's iconic and eclectic Barton Springs, have now taken over discussion on police labor contract negotiations.
Do we need to get used to this, Ken? Do we need to just get used to this? Is this the kind of power that some of the city council is giving groups in our community? I mean, is this going to be normal?
I believe, they've given the city over to the Austin Justice Coalition, and this is kind of what you get.
The Austin Police Association writing on Twitter that Austin policymakers are directly responsible for the overall safety of their citizens and visitors, adding,
Jesus Christ. Give me another city, man. Give me another city, guys. Let's see what is going on in another place in this country. Austin is just like any fucking where else. It's literally like there's no difference anywhere. I say New York City. Oh yeah, we haven't been to New York in a while, man. We just did Chicago. Let's do New York, man. God, yeah. Damn, man, there ain't really too much going on in fucking New York, man. Same shit.
Someone said Trenton, New Jersey.
Trenton. Oh yeah, we I don't know if they got their own station, man. Trenton is Trenton. All the New Jersey places don't even be having their own station. Let's just be the shit about it. It's just like it's hard to let's see this shit.
Friends of 15-year-old Zachary Nazario gathered outside his home in the East Village tonight to remember the sweet kid who they say would always hug everyone he saw. One of his classmates shared this photo of him with us.
Zach was literally the most kind, respectful person I think I ever met.
His classmates are mourning their friend tonight after he was tragically killed, reportedly while subway surfing Monday night on top of a Manhattan-bound J train. Police say a structure on the Williamsburg Bridge hit the teen on the head and knocked him onto the tracks just before 10 p.m.
I cannot imagine the pain, suffering, and heartbreak going on right now in this child's family.
At an MTA board meeting earlier, NYPD Chief of Transit stressed just how dangerous subway surfing is.
Particularly to educators and to
Yeah, but like, I mean, this is very high risk behavior, man. This isn't. The guy from the fucking police, he's acting like he was just standing on the platform and like a gust of wind knocked him onto the tracks. Like, this is fucking high risk. This is. Hit one in the chat if you would do this, man. I ain't got the balls for this, man. I don't have the balls for this stuff, man. You could do this, Marcy?
Hell no.
What about you, Raywall? I don't have the balls. I ain't got the kahunas, man.
That's probably why they make the top of those trains curved to prevent this from happening.
That's dynamics or something like that. But I
mean that too. I'm just thinking about because how you look at how all the graffiti is done along New York City or on the subways. You'll probably think that what would happen if you think some of these teenagers would start riding the top of the trains, as opposed to just going in between cars. Like, well, let's see if we can fix that. So let's design the train cars, like kind of like a dome at the top. But yeah, you're right. It could just be for aerodynamics. But after seeing this, it's like, I guess well now we see the effects of surfing a train car.
I don't think normal people factor this in to like they're building structures. When they're building like a vehicle, you don't factor in that people gonna be fucking doing this shit. This is high risk, man. What's up, bunch of bunk media? How you doing? Who are you?
Hey, how's it going, gentlemen? Just here, just pitching in if I can. Out of
This is
Raleighwood, North Cackalack.
okay. Salute. This is high risk behavior, man. My God, this is high risk. I mean, these kids are like Jesus Christ.
Particularly to educators and to New Yorkers with young, impressionable children. The subway system is not a playground.
The MTA doesn't provide statistics specifically related to deaths from subway surfing, but they say there was a noticeable influx of social media posts last year where kids would post surfing videos, copying one another, and trying to go viral. Zachary's friends say those kinds of challenges are nothing to glorify.
They see like the views and they see like the likes, and like that's what people like want. Like it's like a chemical thing now that like people are like addicted to these things. Things that like are dangerous are what people are chasing nowadays, and like that's the problem.
Mayor Adams also spoke out about the dangers of subway surfing.
Our team is going to do a host of things to bring awareness, to speak with other young people, and really show how dangerous it is.
In Lower Manhattan, Christine Russo.
Yeah, you have to tell people that that riding on the top of a train is dangerous.
Yeah, like this is insane, man. Somebody said Rochester. That was just very like that's insane behavior, man. Those things go in and out of tunnels. They'd be in a tunnel 1 minute, then they'd be in outside next minute. It's like, oh my God.
So
Wow.
you think they have that timed?
I think they lay down when they go in the tunnel. I'm pretty sure they lay down because or else you'd be dead. I mean, the only thing you can do is lay down. You know what I'm saying? Let's see.
Two school safety officers were honored tonight by Rochester City Council for their heroics last month during a shooting outside of Franklin High School. When gunshots rang out just outside the building on January 5th, Sandra Beasley and Devin Dillon ran towards the active shooter situation, not away. Council President Miguel Melendez says the two unlocked the door and quickly got 3 students to safety. No one was hurt in the shooting, though security footage shows the shooter just feet away from the cowering students. The 2 SSOs addressed the crowd at City Hall tonight.
When your kids come in our building, we treat your kids like they are kids. So I do it again if I have to. Thank you, and I appreciate all y'all.
We just did our job. That's what we do. And when the kids come into the building, I understand that they're your babies, but when they're coming to that building, when they come to Franklin, they're our babies. And we're not going to let anything happen to our babies.
We just did our job. Councilmember Michael.
Okay, that's good, man. Fucking giving some people, some authority figures, some goddamn praise for doing, I guess. And they tried to get rid of. They tried everything to get rid of these school resource officers because I mean, it's tough, man. You're gonna have conflict with son teens, man. All the time.
For the first time in the nonprofit's history, Cameron Community Ministries has hired a social worker dedicated to working with Rochester's youth after school. As Natalie Kutchko explains, it's a response to the ongoing mental health crisis and a backlog for counseling services. Natalie.
This was made possible with support in the form of donations from the community. The counselor hired carries nearly 10 years of experience with the Rochester City School District, and the resources organizers say are greatly needed. Located in the Lyle Otis neighborhood of Rochester, Cameron Community Ministries primarily serves children in low-income families, a vast majority living below the poverty line. As leaders explained, the nonprofit has always prioritized quality care for those who attend. But it wasn't until now that a social worker was introduced to them.
Our communities, we have a lot of work to do because our kids are suffering. They need the help.
Felicia Badio-Simeon is a social worker at RCSD School 54 and is bringing her experience to Cameron, helping children navigate trauma at school and once the school day ends.
To get an appointment, if we referred someone for mental health services, was 6 to 8 months out. And so we knew in the meantime we had to do something.
Both say the violence in the neighborhood has grown worse to a point where children have started to normalize it.
Even going to the corner store and someone looking for change in their pocket, they'll pull out a gun first and then go get the change. And the kids will say, "Oh, Miss Olivia, that's normal." We see that all the time.
With
I mean, these are jungles, man. What do you think about what I'm saying? A bunch of bunk media. What do you think of it like that? Like, wherever we are, we create the same situation. Wherever we are.
Yeah, it's a concern, man. I mean, what do? It's you hate to say that when you go to some of these countries where they pretty much strong arm you that they're wrong. I mean, but okay, I'll take a step back. At least enforce the law is what I would say. But they get these people in these positions, and somehow they keep getting elected. Every 4 years, 2 years, they throw out the word racist, and it just becomes the main thing. And then they say, "Oh well, I guess I can't vote for a racist," with no proof besides accountability. You know what I mean? It's like they making everything racist now, so they can just point to anything and make it so. It's like magic. It's wizardry.
Yeah, it's just bizarre, man, that everywhere you put us, I mean, everywhere, it's the same fucking thing. And if a white person said what this woman is about to say, if a white person said this, or even an Obrito, they would lose everything.
The school day ends.
To get an appointment, if we referred someone for mental health services, was 6 to 8 months out. And so we knew in the meantime we had to do something.
Both say the violence in the neighborhood has grown worse to a point where children have started to normalize it.
Even going to the corner store and someone looking for change in their pocket, they'll pull out a gun first and then go get the change. And the kids will say, "Oh, Miss Olivia, that's normal." We see that all the time.
With Badio-Simeon now on Cameron's staff, leaders say their hope continues to help best resolve conflict one-on-one.
They have to understand that they're carrying adults in their lives that they can come to, because some of the kids, their lives, it's almost like an open door, people in and out of their lives. So kids need that stability. They need to know that there are adults in their lives who are here to stay.
Both leaders say this is only the beginning for this asset to Cameron Ministries programs, working with school-age children 6 days a week. In studio, Natalie Kutchko, News 8.
Natalie, thank you. More information on after school and summer.
Jeez.
Where is she from? I wonder.
Who? Yeah, that woman, that office, that what do you call a social worker? Yeah, she's from Africa somewhere.
I thought Barbados.
Maybe something like that somewhere. Yeah, maybe there too.
Hey, am I crazy? Am I crazy for noticing that there's a lack of masculinity in black leadership overall? Whenever these so-called black leaders are put out, none of them seem masculine.
Yeah,
I mean, not just obviously not just the women, but just the men, like the black ministers we saw earlier in St. Louis. They all just seem weak.
I mean, it's not. That might not even be something that's thrust upon them. That may be just the fact that that's just how it is. That's why, like you said, in a lot of these African countries, you have brutal dictators, man. Because you gotta counteract all that weakness and that idiocy and that failure, and you gotta come with brute force just to override all of that shit. Because if you don't come brutal as the leader, these people will fucking ruin everything. Only way you can keep them in line is to be brutal.
Like, do you think because there's a lot of black people, like the people in this chat and on the panel, right, who can do right, like,
As a collective.
right.
Are you saying there's a lot of black people here, if you put them together, they will be able to do something together? Not in their individual life, but together. Because I think what
Right.
you're confusing, I think what you're conflating is black people who are successful within the framework of white society on an individual level. I'm
Right.
talking about all of them together in one place, like in these cities, governments, and in these neighborhoods. It never works like that.
Yeah.
Black excellence is usually individual. Like I talked about earlier, the example I gave. These NBA players, you've had hundreds and hundreds of NFL and NBA players getting $100 million contracts for going on 30 years. Never once have they put their money together and bought a team in any sport. It's never dawned upon them. Because they don't prioritize that type of shit. Let's see what's going on down here in Tidewater area, 7 cities, whatever you want to call it, of Virginia.
Now we have new information on a deadly shooting we told you about last night at 6. Portsmouth police have identified a man shot and killed in the city yesterday morning. This happened around 7 a.m. on LaSalle Avenue, just off Elm Avenue. 41-year-old Albert Lamont was shot. He died at the hospital. So far, no suspects in this case. But you should call the crime line or text the P3 Tips app.
Just shootings, people getting killed. There's no fucking suspects. It's just, it's just, it's just, it's just.
And a lot of questions remain unanswered for the parents of a teen shot and killed in Portsmouth.
We first told you about this story earlier this month. 17-year-old.
This little place, Portsmouth, just a little fucking. You could look at a map of Virginia and they wouldn't even have a dot for Portsmouth. They wouldn't even have a dot for it. They would have Norfolk, they would have Richmond, they would have Roanoke. They wouldn't even. These are little places on the map where, like, you don't even know about, unless you know somebody, you don't know about this place. You don't even know this place exists. And there's some people there acting like fucking apes, killing each other.
And a lot of questions remain unanswered for the parents of a teen shot and killed in Portsmouth.
We first told you about this story earlier this month. 17-year-old Jordan Harris Snipes, who went to Lake Taylor High School, was shot on Cedar Lane in Portsmouth on February 11th. He died the next day. The suspect is out there and the case is still very active. 10 on your side's Regina Mobley has the story of a distraught family seeking answers and justice. Regina?
A quote from a mom. I've tried to avoid watching news stories about young people being killed, said Leah Harris. But this time, the story is about my son. Tonight, a local family wants to know who snatched the young man who meant so much to them. Love, peace, and happiness are the words loved ones used to describe 17-year-old Jordan Harris Snipes.
He wanted to be a park ranger and a veterinarian. They took someone, a very special little boy, young man rather.
He even served as a mentor at the nonprofit Gear Recovery. Founder Jasmine Garcia told 10 on Your Side he was kind, selfless, and respectful. He wasn't involved in any trouble, It's the kids like him who make a difference. Jordan was not only a volunteer, he was our neighbor, my brother's best friend, and he will surely be missed. His father, via phone, heard the frantic efforts to save his son before paramedics arrived.
I heard them saying he's going to bleed out. Can you apply pressure?
He was rushed to Centera Norfolk General Hospital where doctors.
Damn, he played the sax. That's a saxophone, right?
Yeah, it's an alto.
Yeah.
I mean, look at these stories, man. He just dead. No one knows who did it. He's been shot in public, broad daylight. Like, it's not like this kid was like it's not like he was walking like by a creek in a wooded area and he just went missing. This kid, middle of a city, just walking out, somebody kills him, nobody knows nothing. And it's just like there's no protest, there's no fucking lawyers with bow ties, there's no fucking activists, nothing. The only way the activists or the lawyers with the bow ties would show up is if this motherfucker was acting like a jackass and got shot by a cop.
Unfortunate.
Performed heroic efforts to save the Lake Taylor High School student. Father Marcus Snipes wears close to his heart his son's name and the day he died. He reflected on the last moments.
But he fought all the way till his pressure was so low that we took him off of the ventilator. My son still fought for another hour till all of his family members were there. He put a smile on his face with a ventilator in his throat. 2 tears came out of his eyes.
Jesus Christ, man. Shit, he wasn't ready to go, man. He wasn't ready. He was not ready to go. I mean, these stories are fucking. Oh,
A phone heard the frantic efforts to save his son before paramedics arrived.
I heard them saying he's going to bleed out. Can you apply pressure?
He was rushed to Centera Norfolk General Hospital where doctors performed heroic efforts to save the Lake Taylor High School student. Father Marcus Snipes wears close to his heart his son's name and the day he died. He reflected on the last moments.
But he fought all the way till his pressure was so low that we took him off of the ventilator. My son still fought for another hour till all of his family members were there. He put a smile on his face with a ventilator in his throat. 2 tears came out of his eyes. And he went home. He's in a better place than being here.
Funeral services are planned for Saturday morning. Jordan is survived by his parents, 8 brothers, and 3 sisters. I have
8 brothers and 3 sisters. Jesus Christ.
Brothers and 3 sisters. I have disturbing details about this case on wavy.com. If you know who killed Jordan, call the crime line or use the P3 Tips app. Regina Mobley, 10 on your side.
You know what I wonder sometimes though? It's like we got like 400 people in here, and I'm not saying that, to go calling people or whatever, but at some point, like, what else can you do but let them know, like somehow, like leave a message with somebody being like, come on, y'all gonna have to put some of these people in jail and keep them there, or stop this nonsense.
I mean, I don't know what people. First of all, half the people in the chat are gliders, and they're just it's not their issue. They do enough. They do enough. They prop us up in every way. This is their society. This is their cult. This society comes from their mind, money, safety, all these things that we would never have back if we were just alone. We got to take that shit and run with it. Then you got the sons And if you're a son and you're here, you're kind of like an outcast, man. You're not really part of the black community. If you're a son and you're here, you can't speak about none of this shit around none of the some people you know.
Right.
They ain't want to hear it.
I'm coming from the position of not putting the responsibility on like on the chat or like this group or the people who subscribe to the channel. I'm just saying, like, I know on the other side of the issue, these people, man, they I believe they must have like phone trees. They be flooding the zone with their position on anything, and I think that's part of their sway. It makes them seem like they have more numbers than the normal good people. So I don't know, like, besides calling whoever, you know patriotically and peacefully, let your voice be heard type of thing.
I don't know, man. I don't know what can be done.
Also now at 6, a search for a killer months after a man was found dead in a yard. Loved ones have so many questions.
So do police, and they're hoping to keep this investigation alive and active before it ends up becoming a cold case. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. This deadly shooting has haunted Newport News police for more than 4 months.
Loved ones also say that they can't rest until they find out who killed Antoine Artis. The 21-year-old was shot November 10th in a yard on Windy Way off of Knowles Drive. Initially, this was just a death investigation, but now police are looking for a suspect, and they want to find that person quickly. 10 on your side's Haley Mylon has more from family members about the victim in this deadly shooting.
21-year-old Anton Artis was found dead here near these apartments in Newport News. Police say he was shot and killed by a single gunshot wound, but no one is in custody. Now, his family told me today that he was found with no phone, no wallet, and no ID.
He didn't deserve to die like he did.
Patricia Artis says she was shocked when police told her that her grandson was found shot in Newport News. She says he was found under strange circumstances near an apartment complex on Windy Way. Police say a single gunshot wound was his cause of death. More than 3 months later, investigators have no answers.
They have no leads, and I just want justice for my grandson.
Initially dubbed a death investigation, the Newport News Police Department posted this video on its YouTube page 2 days ago.
I'm Corporal Blanks. The Newport News Police Department needs your help in solving a homicide.
Calling Artis' shooting a homicide, the killer still on the loose. His younger brother, Damio, says it's a daily struggle, pushing through without knowing why his brother was shot.
I think about it every day, but I can't do nothing about it.
Like, look at all the sadness, man. Very few of these stories is anybody in custody. It's just the guy's dead. He was murdered in a public place and he's dead. The kid, whoever the fuck.
Through without knowing why his brother was shot.
I think about it every day, but I can't do nothing about it. And it hurts. I push it away.
Patricia is urging anyone with information on her grandson's death to come forward.
We just want justice. We just want justice for our grandson, for his brother. We just want justice. And I know it's somebody out there. Somebody knows something.
And she's got a message for whoever pulled the trigger.
Why did you do this? Why did you have to shoot him like a dog? What did he do to deserve this? I don't care what he could have done. I don't think he deserved to be shot like he did.
Artis' grandmother is begging anyone with information to come forward. If you know anything, you should call the crime line. In Newport News, Haley Mylon, 10 on your side.
Jesus Christ. There's nowhere we can go where we won't see the same shit. It's impossible. There's no outliers. There is no outliers. Make sure you hit the PayPal, Cash App, Super Chat, support the channel. There's no outliers. There's no places where it's like, well, what about here? See, aha.
A man will spend 20 years behind bars in connection to the death of a teenager in Norfolk. Rozelle Washington was sentenced by a Norfolk judge on Friday. He was charged with second-degree murder in connection to the 17-year-old boy's death in 2020 on Morale Circle. Sarah Bowen was sentenced to 12 months in jail last week.
Right. Just a bunch of killers. And I'm not putting this shit on the news. The local news stations in all these cities feel like this shit is newsworthy. Where every city we go to, they're like, yo, look at this shit. Look at all these niggas killing each other. It's not me fucking doing these news stories. I'm just going to the fucking city and seeing what the fuck they got on the news. And there's a bunch of niggas killing each other.
Yeah, I've been hearing more sirens in the last few days around here, even.
Newport News police need your help to investigate a homicide. Last November, officers were called to Windy Way for a person in need of medical help. When officers got there, 21-year-old Antone Artis was found near a fence line.
This is the same kid. This is the same kid that we. Okay, so here we go.
Back with a story with an improbable happy ending. It was Father's Day 2022 when Andre Rawls was shot 5 times by a Portsmouth police officer. Last week, the criminal case against Andre was set aside. Tonight, a follow-up with the dream team that put Andre Rawls back together again. Andre Rawls is now standing tall after an ordeal that could have been deadly. He was hospitalized for 2 months after a Portsmouth police officer shot him 5 times. Attorney Nathan Chapman did the heavy lifting in court, while the dream team from Gun Violence Intervention and Prevention Outreach and Research did the heavy lifting at Better Body 757 in Hampton. How did you restore Andre's confidence once you first started working with him?
By looking at him as the human being he is. He did not get that from the police officer who emptied fire.
How do you know that? How do you know the police? Why? And then they talk about human beings. They always talk about empathy and compassion and human beings and people seeing them as human beings. But where's this guy? Where are these people when someone doesn't get shot by a cop? The 99% of shootings where it's not a cop. The only reason he sees him as a human being is because he got shot by a cop.
Is this his family? Are these?
These are people that's helped rehab center.
Once you first started working with him?
By looking at him as the human being he is. He did not get that from the police officer who emptied 5 bullets into his body. That should have never happened.
Okay, Andre! The Dream Team has spent the past 2 months restoring Andre physically and mentally. Team founder Cameron Bertrand knows all too well the challenges this 20-year-old faces.
I got shot 6 years ago. And for anybody who knows what that feels like, having to wake up every day, I still sleep with a boot on my leg.
The Dream Team is...
Who shot you 6 years ago? What was it? A human? Was it a Hugh man? Was it a black man? Who shot you 6 years ago, man? Who didn't see you as human?
He didn't say the cops.
Oh, he would have definitely said it, but it could have been a white guy, right? A vigilante, a lone wolf, right?
Mega country, mega.
Yeah.
I got shot 6 years ago. And for anybody who knows what that feels like, having to wake up every day, I still sleep with a boot on my leg.
The Dream Team is proud of Andre's progress.
That we've seen improvements in his balance, his coordination, his strength. I can see the confidence in him as he comes in now. There is support for you. We are here for you. You can get better and you will get better, but we have to do this together.
Andre has plans to enroll in a trade school, and he hopes to be able to play football and basketball again soon. Gun Violence Intervention is a nonprofit organization, and there is no charge for its services to restore people, families, and in.
Why'd the cops shoot him?
Because he was black. I mean, shit. I mean,
That's like I'm wondering throughout the video, like, why do you get shot? Why do you get shot?
Right now at 6, charges set aside for a man shot by a local police officer nearly a year ago.
Tonight, in the middle of his recovery, he says justice has been served, at least in his eyes. So what happens next in the case? Good evening, and thank you for joining us. A lot to cover tonight, but we're going to begin with a sigh of relief for the man in the middle of that officer-involved shooting.
Today, serious felony charges were set aside in the case of Andrew Rawls. The 19-year-old appeared today in court in connection with the case on Greenwood Drive in Portsmouth last summer. And tonight, he's telling his story about what happened that day to 10 on your side. Our Regina Mobley was in the courtroom today and has more on what happened. Regina?
Well, Lena and Tom, a judge today null prost or set aside the charges against Andre Rawls, who has a history of mental illness. It's a complicated case that Andre's mother hopes will serve as a teachable moment for law enforcement. The physical and psychological recovery for Andre Rawls has been slow and painful.
I can't sleep at night and stuff like that. And I have anxiety, stuff like that.
This was the scene on Greenwood Drive on the morning of Father's Day. Rawls was shot by an officer who responded to complaints about a man seen near a home and carrying what a resident called a grilling fork. In a brief but tense hearing, a prosecutor tried to salvage his case, even though he was missing 2 key witnesses, a resident and the police officer who won't testify since his actions that day are still under investigation. Judge Douglas Ottinger null prost or set aside the criminal case after noting that examiners determined Rawls was not sane when he approached the officer. After the hearing, Rawls, for the first time, offered his account of his encounter with the use of deadly force. Did you intend to harm that police officer or any of the citizens?
No, I didn't intend to harm the officer or nothing. I was hallucinating, and I thought that it was my ex's father, who I had a good relationship with, and I picked up the grilling fork because I wanted to be like him, and I wanted to show him that I wanted to grill. I had no idea that was a police.
I mean, okay.
He was grilling, man. It's like I wanted to show him I could hold a fork.
Let's just say he's telling the truth, right?
But he
Let's
was
just say, let's play along with him.
Yeah.
The cop that shows up on the scene, man, we're asking too much of cops. If the cop who shows up on the scene is required to know that that's what's going on, we're asking, we got to start paying these cops like fucking NBA basketball players. The cop shows up on the scene, he has to fucking deal with this fucking shit. He's been called. Now, here's the thing. Someone is frantically on the phone. The dispatch is relaying the message to him. Any units in the area? He's like, yes, I'm in the area. Please speed over to such and such place. Right down is the man. Da, 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 da. I mean, golly, man. We asking too much, man.
Examiners determined Rawls was not sane when he approached the officer. After the hearing, Rawls, for the first time, offered his account of his encounter with the use of deadly force. Did you intend to harm that police officer or any of the citizens?
No, I didn't intend to harm the officer or nothing. I was hallucinating, and I thought that it was my ex's father, who I had a good relationship with, and I picked up the grilling fork because I wanted to be like him, and I wanted to show him that I wanted to grill. I had no idea that was a police officer, and I wasn't in my right state of mind.
His mother prays his case becomes a teachable moment.
I just asked God to
be able to open people's hearts to understand what mental illness is, and that mental illness is real.
The no prost status is indefinite and
I get sick of hearing that.
He wanted to show him he could grill, man.
This
Back
got
tonight at 10 on your side.
That's got to be the most bizarre story I ever heard.
It's the same thing everywhere, and we're asking people from other groups that don't understand that mind to police these people. You're asking people from other groups to police this. They don't understand it.
Yeah, it's hard for it's hard for me to understand. Like, even if you put, black people, I don't know, was the cop white or black? I'm just assuming, I guess. Who knows? But I don't know if it matters. I mean, it doesn't matter who you are. Like, when you approach that situation, now he's admitting he was hallucinating. I mean, it's a tough position for anyone.
I mean, wouldn't that have meant that he'd have to be on but he would have been on medication? He didn't take his meds, and so he went back to hallucinating. So
Maybe he was on his meds.
I mean, it's just the same things.
Back tonight at 10 on your side investigation, 15 years in the making. In 2008, 2 teenage girls were attacked while walking to the bus stop.
We followed the case through a long-awaited arrest last October. But tonight, an exclusive look inside the case from the boy, now a man, wrongfully accused of the crime when he was just 16. Investigative reporter Julie Millay has the story.
It was a crime that sent a shockwave of fear through a Norfolk neighborhood in 2008.
Verdon Avenue was in turmoil on Wednesday after 2 teenage girls were sexually assaulted behind this shed.
That fear abated when police made a quick arrest.
What has been the biggest surprise to everyone on the block is the person arrested and accused of abducting, raping, and sodomizing the girls with a gun is just 16 years old.
A community's relief was a family's nightmare.
I was sitting there like, what did I do?
Trapped in Norfolk City jail for 2 months until test results cleared Shaka Harrell's name.
My lawyer came and spoke to me when I was in the holding cell today. I was so surprised. I started dancing, I would go home and just lay back.
The case ran cold until last October.
But first, we have several breaking news stories at midday. First, Norfolk police say they have arrested a serial rapist for assaults that happened 14 years ago. 33-year-old William Phelps IV faces several charges, including rape and aggravated sexual battery. He is charged for the rape of 2 female teenagers who were sexually assaulted in 2008.
The arrest, a relief to a now 31-year-old Shaka.
I don't know the guy. I don't want to know the guy. I'm just glad my name cleared. I ain't want nothing to do with it from the beginning of it. And it's just like, I had everything to do with it.
You see, he doesn't care about the girls. He doesn't care about anything. He just don't, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and I'm not saying that he got to be like, but it's just interesting, I don't give a fuck about what happened that day. I'm just glad I ain't in it. You know what I'm saying?
Because of false accusations.
Huh?
Said my name is Bennett and I ain't in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, these things are just interesting. I don't think that I don't even really judge. I'm not even judging. I'm just interesting, the things that are said, just very interesting.
It's like, so this dude was 20 when this happened, and they just caught him at 33, right? This latest guy.
Yeah, the guy who really did it, allegedly. Yeah.
Before the break, we introduced you to Shaka Harrell. He was wrongfully accused of raping 2 teenage girls in 2008. DNA exonerated him, but not before the 16-year-old spent 2 months in jail.
I believe my son. Today, the family got the news they were waiting for.
DNA from Shaka didn't match DNA from the girls.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I look young. Okay, this is where it must have took place at. I didn't even know the actual place, like the shed, none of that. It's not what I want to be famous for. Hey, the kid that was accused of rape gets out. Like, I feel as though it diminished my character a little bit.
Girls were sexually assaulted.
That the whole situation changed my life.
March 6, 2008, the day 16-year-old Shaka Harrell was released from a maximum security cell at Norfolk City Jail.
It feel better to be outside, know that I ain't got to keep waiting. Because when you in there, all you got is time on your hands.
Shaka is 31 now. He doesn't live in Norfolk anymore.
There's too much stuff happening. The threats, the emails, the walking down the street, people on their porch. I hear y'all. They still didn't believe after DNA that I didn't do this.
He dropped out of Maury High School.
Everybody who was like affiliated with the gang just focused all their attention on me. And I was like, oh, this is bad. I can't take all these dudes. Then the cop yanks me and was like, yeah, come with me. And pulls me in the building and was like, yeah, how you think you gonna be able to go here? But I know what happened. I know your face. I go home, I'm like, man, I ain't going back to school.
Shaka moved to Philadelphia, trying to escape the stigma of being wrongfully accused.
He moved where?
He moved to Philly.
Oh shit! There's nowhere to go though. I mean, I mean, he could have moved to Austin. There's nowhere to go, man.
Of rape.
It took me out of a good predicament where I was at legit to Philly, where it's just like struggle.
Wavy TV 10 was on the scene 15 years ago after 2 teenage girls were abducted and raped while walking to their bus stop on Verdun Avenue.
My niece, she was shaking. She was shaking and crying, and I went and grabbed her and hugged her.
Police arrested Shaka within hours.
I'm like, you kidding? I ain't do this. Then that's when I think it sparked up. I'll take a DNA test. I'll take a lot of tests. I'll take any type of test on this earth to prove I ain't do this.
A Norfolk judge decided to try him as an adult.
I get in jail. It was like a different world. I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life. I had one guy fight me. I ain't even know the guy. He fought me because his mother was raped before.
Back in a 2008 press release, Norfolk detectives touted Shaka's arrest as the result of a, quote, extensive investigation.
These people pointed you out. This crime was committed. You're going to jail for it.
The victims told police their attacker was a black male with a white t-shirt over his face. Norfolk police have specific procedures for putting together suspect lineups. Instead of following protocol, detectives showed the girls Shaka's photo in his high school yearbook.
Everybody look at First 48. Everybody look at Bad Boys, Cops. Everybody sees stuff on TV. So we know you don't pick somebody out of a yearbook.
According to the Innocence Project, mistaken eyewitness identifications contributed to about 69% of more than 375 wrongful convictions since 1989. Those wrongfully accused of crimes exonerated, like Shaka, by DNA.
People get out of jail every year. Oh, DNA cleared this man. Oh, DNA cleared this man. I'm just glad this is not 10 years, 30 years, 20 years from now.
Last year, Norfolk police did make a match. William Phelps' DNA and fingerprints tied him to the scene. Police say he could be responsible for other rapes in Norfolk and Chesapeake. For executive producer of investigations, Adrian Mayfield, I'm Julie Millay, 10 on your side.
No, I mean, I guess that's great, man. The Sun Man got off, man. Salute to the Sun Man. He got off, man. He didn't do it, man. That's really good, man.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying, yeah, he's if he didn't do it, man, shit. Yeah, let him go.
Yeah. And on that note, man, I'm out of here, man. Peace out, man.
Have a
Peace
good one.
out.